We love it.
Light it up. Joel Embiid. Now, the question today is, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, followers and non-followers, subscribers and non-subscribers, is Joel Embiid a Hall of Famer already? Now, how many seasons has he played? 9 seasons?
7.
7?
He missed he showed up in 14. He missed those first 2 seasons. So the 16-17 season, I think, was his first year. 14,
minus
15, 15.
Minus
So
some
16,
seasons where he didn't
17.
fully participate and all of that good stuff. Well, I know he's played 452 total games.
Yeah.
In that amount of time, with the work that Joel Embiid has put in, MVP, All-NBA 5 times, 7-time All-Star, 3-time All-Defensive member, 2 scoring titles, made the All-Rookie team. Is he a Hall of Famer so far? Now, before we get into answering this question, fellas, I do want to talk about Joel Embiid's situation first. Now, it is reported that Joel Embiid's knee is in bad condition, and he's likely to miss the start of training camp, with the article saying that Embiid has struggled getting back on the court this offseason, and there is growing concern that he will not be ready for the start of training camp. The common word associated with Joel Embiid and his health this offseason is that things are simply just bad.
Ron,
Several rival executives.
Whoa. Wait a minute, Ron. Define, because in order for us to have like a legit conversation about this, define bad. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what's bad?
Well, one executive has stated that the 76ers are regretting their decision to extend his contract in 2024.
So this is bad. Okay. All right, I'm with you. Okay.
Well, they also maxed him. They might be regretting that
did.
part. It's hard, yo. Like, he hasn't played a lot of games, but I look at other guys who are eligible who haven't made it. Amari Stoudemire, LaMarcus Aldridge, Mark Price. He's better than those guys, like by a really big margin. So,
well, the way we can get to the bottom of this, Pen, is the guys that are eligible to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. What league MVP is not in the Hall of Fame?
Derrick Rose.
He's not
eligible yet. Yeah, he's not eligible yet.
He won't make it.
When is he
100%?
You think he will?
Yes.
Well, Derrick Rose only retired a year ago, so he's got how long do you have to wait now? 3 years because they reduced it from 5. They reduced it now after Kobe passed, and I think they reduced it. I think because Melo just got in and he retired like 3 years ago.
Melo retired in 2020, I think. I think that was his last season.
Melo was playing on the Lakers in 2022. He played with Russ.
He was what? That's right. 2021. I remember that. Yes, he was on that crew. That's correct.
Yeah. So he's been retired about 3 years, and he's making it now. So I think it's 3 years now. So Derrick Rose got to wait about 2 more years to see if he's a first ballot, which he probably won't be. But he's likely to be the only Hall of Fame.
It's 4 seasons.
Okay,
it's 4 seasons now. Okay, so 4 seasons instead of 5. All right. Well, I mean, when you're talking about what Joel Embiid has done over the course of his career, him being eligible and being the league MVP and arguably being the best player and being an All-Pro, as many times he was an All-League defender.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how you I know how you guys feel about, you know, the Basketball Hall of Fame and anybody can get in. And I think over the 5,000 players that have played, I think less than 5% are in the Hall of Fame. So it's not as easy as you think it is to get into the Hall of Fame. I think it's 170. I want to say 177 guys total are in the Hall of Fame over the 5,000. So I think it's less than 5%. And if you look at the course of his career, who are we comparing Joel Embiid to, Ron, in terms of all-time greats? He wasn't Shaq good. He wasn't Moses good, right? So
debatable. Very debatable.
No, it's not. Was he Elvin Hayes good?
I mean,
we don't need to have the conversation. It's fine. He's better than Elvin Hayes. He's absolutely a better player than Elvin Hayes was. Absolutely.
So did he produce more than Elvin Hayes is the question. That
is what the Hall of Fame is about. It's not about how good you was. It's about how much did you produce.
There's 400 people in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Well, Elvin Hayes is in the bottom of the Hall of Fame. He doesn't need to
that played in the NBA, by the way, Swiper.
Yeah, well, there's I was just going to go through the numbers. More than 150 players from the NBA, but 400 total inductees. Because it has, I think it includes women and coaches and all that stuff in the basketball Hall of Fame. So 400 total inductees. So I mean, that's it is small. It is very small, but I think there's so many international players. I think that's why they had to expand it, Chill, just because there's so many players that do so many amazing things across the world. But for me, this is a very short answer. I'm gonna say two things here. First off, Joel Embiid was screwed by the 76ers, and so this is where I come to Joel Embiid's defense a little bit. When he was hurt, and both of the iterations he was hurt, Penn, and I'm pretty sure you can probably remember this verbatim. They were encouraging him, the same thing they did with Jaylen Brown with the Celtics, when he had a meniscus tear, to get the meniscus shaved instead of fully repaired, because he wanted to be back as soon as possible, and the team wanted him back as soon as possible to be able to play. But the problem is that when you're 7 feet plus tall, that big, that good of an athlete, and you don't get a full reconstruction to your knee, which is what I had, then the issue is you then compound the issue by then developing over the course of time arthritis. And then now in this situation, I think because he's so big, he's a full 11 inches taller than I am and bigger than I am, and he plays professional basketball, and that is something that you have to manage. And I think for him to be in a situation where the 76ers are such a disgusting franchise, meaning they're so poorly run, their ownership is so bad, the team is so bad, they were doing anything they could to try to put him on the floor. And I think in this instance right here, it is just as much as Embiid's body breaking down as this situation we're in right now that the 76ers, I don't think, did right according to Embiid or what was Belford's long-term health. That's why I think this is the issue has become what it is, Chill. Because a lot of back and forth. They knew he was hurt in 23-24 Mars. We went over this when he played versus the San Antonio Spurs. And then remember, he went to Denver, didn't play in that game, came back 2 games later, played again, because again, the 76ers and Embiid, they were rushing the process trying to get him back on the floor. And I think that actually exacerbated another issue with Embiid. If you ask me straight up,
does he bear no responsibility at all, Swipe?
No, I do. I think that's where it comes to. Mars was talking about this in NBA Finals, but Halliburton, Aaron Gordon. This is where I take Mars aside in this. If a player is injured to the point where if they keep playing, it could be detrimental to their long-term health. I do think that is when the organization has to step in, because they do it for head injuries, Penn. Like if you have a head injury, like a concussion or something like that,
they do it for blood clots too.
Blood clots too, but for whatever the reason, Penn, when it's a lower body injury or something like that,
I can tell you the reason. The reason is very clear. You don't want to see somebody die on the court.
Exactly, but they're much less reticent to protect that player. But I think, like this question for me he is undoubtedly one of the 40 best players I've ever watched in my life, and probably higher. He might be one of the 30 best players I've ever seen play basketball. The dude was the best center in the NBA by the time he got to 17-18, I would argue. I think that by 18-19 became debatable with him and Jokic. But when Jokic started elevating, so did Embiid. 2020-21, Embiid was incredible. 2021-22, Embiid was incredible. 2022-23, Embiid was incredible. Won an MVP. 23-24 was incredible and played 19 games, I think, last year. Was still very good. Wasn't Embiid level, but still very good. I don't think, Chill, for me, you can come and play in Kansas, as little as he did because of injuries, take 2.5 years off. First thing he does when he steps on the floor, he looks like legitimately he's going to be the best big in basketball. His first game. For me, this is like a shoe-in. Like a shoe-in. He is a Hall of Fame player. I know the longevity and stuff isn't there. He will play again at some point in time. But for me, like his peak and his run was so long. Like those years he put together, Chill, were so good. I just don't think how you can actually keep him out given what we saw from him.
I could definitely get with that logic. So from 21 to, I'm going to say 24, not 24, I'll say 23. Can you make an argument Joel Embiid was the best player in the game?
No.
You can make the argument.
I think you could
lose. It's a losing argument.
Yeah, you could make an argument.
Like, is it now when you say losing, Mars, because I understand that I think that the winning matters, and I'm not going to argue that the winning matters, but is it a ridiculous fail? Or because when I look at Joel Embiid, what he was doing those 3 years, where 2 of those 3 years he led the league in scoring, and Not only did he lead the league in scoring, he was awesome on the defensive end as well. One of the better defensive bigs in the game. Had the best, with the exception of Lajuan, he had the best mid-range game that I had seen. Could stretch the defense with the best of them. Was dominant around the rim. Could rebound a little bit more, but I think that goes without saying. I'm comfortable with the 11 rebounds. I thought that he could have been a better rebounder, but I'm comfortable with the 11 rebounds. No problem with that. The fact that he got injured, I think that's what slowed it down. But ultimately, when I look at these guys player for player, him, Joker, Giannis, James, during that time, I think Joel Embiid has a legit argument for being the best player in the league during that time.
Well, I think that's why he says it's a losing argument, though, because, I think you can, like I said, I don't think it's time to do it. There are things about Embiid's game that you can pick apart. And I think this is why I've always favored, I think, Jokic in this matchup. And I think Giannis, obviously, I think he was better than Giannis in regular season sample size over those years. I know we've had arguments about that before. I think in the regular season, he was just a better basketball player, like for a couple little seasons. But I do think there's a legitimate argument to be made that if you really, 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 truly value rim protection and floor raising and like that face-up scoring thing, and that's your thing. Like a lot of the SGA people, I think if you're an SGA fan,
me, by the way, I do care about that.
Yeah, then I think you can make a legitimate argument that he's Go ahead.
You think he was floor raising?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he was.
I don't think Joel was ever in the early years. Maybe after they got Jimmy Butler and
Ben he was in the regular season. They were like a +10 with him all those seasons, and he was by far the best.
I think he was ceiling raising though. Joel's always had a good team ever since they got Jimmy Butler. From that year on,
but they were not the same team with him off the floor though. I think that's where the floor raising stuff come in. They're not the same team with him off the floor.
Well, no. So with every good team in the league, for the most part, you can say that they're a good team because they're star player. Like the Oklahoma City are good because Shea's there.
But I think Shea's more of a ceiling raider than Embiid is, though. Like I think he's a very good player. But again, I think that, and you tell me if I'm tripping, Ron, because you obviously play basketball. I think some of this is when you're a big, Ron, and you're that good defensively, like when he's healthy, and you're able to anchor a defense to that degree, and then on the other end, you're like an extremely valuable scorer in middle of the floor, like again, very similar to Shea. I think just even better at it, like in the middle of the floor, like
the most valuable scorer in the league.
Right? Could be. I mean, legit. Could be. And then you're top
scoring.
You're a top 10 defender in the sport, and you're nobody shooting at the rim around you. I think that by itself, I think it's where the floor raising stuff comes from to Embiid. Like there just weren't people like him in the sport.
And I also think that we're understating, picking Joel Embiid's game apart. Like we could pick Joker's game apart. We could pick I can pick Giannis's game apart. A guy who, when we get into the meat and potatoes of the game, Giannis does not want the ball because Giannis doesn't want to go to the strike. I mean, that's a deficiency in Giannis's game. Giannis, as good as he was in the mid-range this season that just passed, Giannis has never been as good as Joel Embiid in the mid-range, ever throughout the course of his career. Ever been as good a face-up player as Joel Embiid. Now, Joel Embiid and Giannis haven't been, I don't think that they've been on, I think they've been on par as in terms of rebounders. I think Joel Embiid has been a better rim protector than, I think a rim detector and rim deterrence than Giannis. So when we're talking about picking guys' games apart, I can pick Joker's game apart. I can pick Giannis's game apart. I can pick a bunch of different guys' games apart in addition to picking Joker's game apart, in addition to picking Joel Embiid's game apart. I think the biggest issue with Joel Embiid, more than anything, was the amount of time that he was on the floor. And that's the biggest problem, because I think that if we have gotten 7 years of Joel Embiid, 7 seasons of Joel Embiid, where I'm averaging 65 to 70 games, I think we're having a different conversation about him, a much different conversation. Because one, I think we're going deeper into the playoffs because he's healthier at this time, and I think that he does more. Now, don't get me wrong, he's had stinkers in the playoffs. We saw that game 7 when they played against the Celtics in Boston. He was awful in that game. Sure, I can say the same thing about Giannis. Giannis has had stinkers in the playoffs. I can say the same thing about Joker.
But Embiid doesn't have the same ability to process the floor, and I think the decision making from Embiid is also bad. Like I think some of that is like, so that's what I'm saying. Like I don't even think this is the time to pick it apart per se. I was just more so saying I think the differentiator between like playoffs, Embiid, Giannis, Jokic, are like there's some clear flaws I think in Embiid's game that are like more detrimental to his team than some of these other players. Now, some of that is, to Marge's point, who's talked about this before, is health with Embiid. But I also think in his brain, Marge, like remember the Nets series when he was healthy going into it, and then like, he just was bad. And then he got hurt like in game 3 or whatever that was. And that's kind of when things kind of went downhill. The Boston series, remember, Chill, He had 3 straight 30-point games and 10 rebound games.
He was destroying them.
Stunk though down the stretch of that series. Was horrible. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to like do all that, but I just think for me, Chill, definitively, if you ask me, we're doing our centers list this week. For what's that platform called again?
Which one? The Hoop Talk podcast.
Chill. You just asked me straight up. I don't think there are 7 centers that are just outright better than what I've seen from Embiid over the course of what he did at his peak.
Are you talking about skilled, more talented?
Well, no, just good
about
players that have played better. Players that have played better. I don't think there are 7 centers that have played better than what Embiid did.
Who would you say are the 7 centers that are
this
better?
This is not my list. This is the peak list, by the way, Mar. So, this
is I know. I figured peaks. Yeah, I figured.
Obviously, Kareem, Shaq, Wilt. I'm gonna say what give me a second. I'll talk about Bill Russell in a minute.
Oh, is this in order? Is this in order?
Yeah. Kareem, Shaq.
Well, that's what you said.
No, I'm not doing Bill right now. But I'm gonna explain why I'm not doing Bill though.
No, that's fine. I was just asking if that's the order. Kareem, Shaq.
Bill's not on the list. I think Hakeem, Yoke. That's 5.
Yep.
David Robinson.
Okay.
I made the argument I think Embiid is his apex better than David Robinson already, and we had a whole debate about this.
I disagree.
I think Wilt, if you want to include Wilt, obviously
that's a good debate though. I do like that one.
I'd have the conversation.
Wilt. I mean, but to be fair, like David also has some stinkers and offs too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can do both of those with both of the players. But I think he was healthier and just able to do more over the course of his career. Patrick Ewing is not a conversation for me, and that's no disrespect. I just think Embiid was better.
Moses is the name.
Moses is not a conversation for me either. Like at their apex. I mean, but I'm not. But Chill. Like I'm this. Go ahead, Ox. Go ahead. Could you sound like you want to say something? I don't want to.
No. I'm not going
to. This is Chill. I'm asking you to tell me. I'm being legitimate with you. Like, I'm not trying to. This is no agenda. Moses. I'm not even trying to bring a Moses for real. Chill. But just hear me. Chill. The dude was from 2021 to 2024.
Yep.
The dude was a 28 to 34 points per game player. Even if you make it relative to era. 31 on +6 or really +4.5 or something like that over that stretch. The dude, 89% at the free throw line.
Yep.
He was shooting 49% from mid-range.
I think he led the league in free throws like 3 straight years.
Yeah, everybody called him a merchant, right? And then he shot 36% from 3 to be safe for over those years, maybe 35.
Sure.
The dude was if he got in that SGA block again, could everybody walk on SGA? If he got in that 15 to 10 foot range and he faced you up, Embiid would give you he would do a fade, or he would get to the rim and he would roll over both shoulders, make both of those joints, or he would get you in the post, he would bait you up in the air, and then he would get fouled, finish, or just be able to get up there and dunk. And then on the other end, he's not much of a transition player because he's just, Embiid's just, he can't do that anymore.
Moses was, by the way.
1994, Robinson is better.
That's more of his knees, is what I'm saying,
better.
Joe. Like, if you do 18, 19, I think Embiid is more, much more mobile player.
I do want to say, shame on you, Ron.
Shame on me for what?
Shame on you, brother.
Shame on me for what?
Well, because when I discovered today what we were going to be doing today, I just instantly was like, Ron, this is wrong for you to try to line Joel Embiid up like this. There's nobody, there's 6 of us up here, and none of us are really serious that Joel is a Hall of Famer right now. Like a Hall of Fame career. Like,
we don't know that. Hold on.
Okay.
I mean, who all thinks Joel Embiid's a Hall of Famer today?
He is a Hall of Famer.
All right, but my thing is, like, you're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame the same way they gave him that MVP.
Sure. What compelled this topic?
It's one of those situations, Ron.
He's not.
What we're not going to do, what we're not doing is we're not dispelling this and we're not dismissing this, because this is definitely something that needs to be talked about. Number one. That's number one. Number two, he did not. And number two, that was not a pity MVP. Let's stop talking about Joel Embiid like that year he won the league MVP. He won 30 and 10. What are y'all doing?
That's not what Ox is talking about, though.
Who did he beat?
Yeah, that's not what he's
talking about.
Yeah, maybe he didn't deserve the MVP. That's fine.
Yeah.
What compelled the topic being, is Joel Embiid a Hall of Fame? What led to that?
So obviously the reports came out that he has a bad knee, right?
Yes.
Like bad knee.
Yeah.
Ron trying to line Joel.
That got me to thinking, if Joel Embiid has a bad knee and let's say he only plays 19 games this year like he did last year, and let's say that this may be the beginning of the end or the end of the end. As of today, if Joel Embiid doesn't play anymore, if he doesn't get any more accolades, if he doesn't have another full season or playoff run, has Joel Embiid put in enough work so far for us to put him up there with the greats? Is he an all-time great at the center position?
Yes.
Yeah. So I researched this a little bit once you sent me the topic, and I was starting to think of other players who maybe had careers cut short by injury that maybe are in his sphere, and there just aren't a lot. Like when you think about other players that made the Hall of Fame without significant All-NBA recognition, like 4, 5, 6, it's usually the international guys, like Arvydas Sabonis, Tony Kukoc, guys like this. But they're making the Basketball Hall of Fame because of what their international career looked like.
You know, Joel has 5 All-NBAs, right?
Yes, I do.
Yep. 5 All-NBAs, 3 all-defensive teams, 2 scoring titles, an MVP.
How
Right.
many people can we say have done that?
No,
Not a
one has
lot.
that
Not a
resume.
lot.
The
not
only
a lot.
the only players who have 5 All-NBA teams, 3 all-defensive teams, and 2 scoring titles is MJ, Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, and Kobe.
Yep. So
Of that alone, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Ron.
Like a few things can be true, right? Like earlier in the segment, y'all said that Derrick Rose is a surefire MVP. Joel Embiid has had a way better career than Derrick Rose.
Wait, Derrick Rose is a surefire Hall of Famer too?
According to the pushback I got initially when I said Derrick Rose probably won't make it, y'all said he would, right?
Well, Chill asked what MVPs aren't in the Hall of Fame, and you said Derrick Rose, but Chill was asking about guys who are eligible. So that's why you got pushback, because Derrick Rose technically isn't eligible yet.
Right.
Is he going to make it? I don't know.
I'm saying he won't. He won't.
That's a reasonable
because he made one All-NBA team. That's one big reason he's not going to make it. So yeah, I think the personal feelings about Embiid cloud this entire narrative, because some people have some very strong divisive opinions about him. They don't like him. They blame him for a lot of stuff. They think he's a playoff dropper. All that stuff. But yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. You cannot write the book of basketball without Joel Embiid. And yeah, to the other point, he did not peak higher than David Robinson.
Yeah, we disagree though.
I'm fine with
1994 David Robinson.
David Robinson was a monster.
1994
really
David
player.
Robinson is like a way better version of Joel Embiid.
I don't know what way better.
Way better. I disagree, but
you would have to start telling me like point for point where he was way better at. Because
way better or clear is might be a little overstatement, Pin, but I think I agree with you as far as him being better than Joel. My only thing, Pin, is like if you wrote the book of basketball and I didn't see Joel Embiid's name, I don't think I would, you know what I'm saying, raise an eyebrow. I don't think I would be like, oh, wait, you forgot Joel. You know what I'm saying?
So you were upset, Ox, about this topic. You're the only one that doesn't like Joel Embiid that much.
No. I'm not upset. I'm not upset because of that. I'm upset because I think Ron's trying to line Joel up.
How am I trying to line him up? Like, what does that mean?
For you.
Because
he's lining them up for you.
I was shocked. I guess I had a different response than y'all did. I was like, Ron, for real. Like,
it sounds like everybody's giving Joel his props and his love.
Well, yeah, I didn't know if Joel Embiid's a Hall of Famer or not was a discussion. I thought it was just,
my thing, Ron, is like I didn't know. I felt like this is a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Because Joel's going through they're saying he's not ready, his knee, whatever, it's looking worse than expected, all that. So I'm just like, let the man, rehab and get better. I didn't know that.
This topic is slowing down Joel Embiid's rehabilitation?
No, obviously not. I'm saying,
Joel, are you watching right now? Joel, if you are watching, I hope that everything is going ahead of schedule. I hope that you get on the court as soon as possible. I hope you guys are competitive. It will be me and another one of my fellow panelists that will be rooting you on heavily this year, and Sixers and 6.
I want Joel to be on the floor just as bad as anybody else. So it's not like that. It's not like I'm saying I don't. I just thought that it was poor taste to do this conversation right now because I didn't know I was the only one that didn't think he was a Hall of Famer.
So we can't talk about Tatum either.
No, bro, you can talk about whatever you want, bro. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is like I just didn't know that everybody thought he was Hall of Famer. See, I was completely off. I was off. You know what I'm saying?
Well, two things, Ox. Number one, two things, Ox. Number one, are we closer to the end than we are
Well, the process is over. It's been over. So yeah, we are closer to the end. But that makes sense. He's been in the league for a little while. We should be closer to the end. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, so and when we say closer to the end because his skill level has diminished or because of health. Because when we in right, and this is why we're having this conversation. Because if we're closer to the end, then of course we're having a conversation about where he is amongst the all-time greats. Because I don't think the way that Joel Embiid is today physically, I'm not sure he's going to be around 2 years from now. I'm not. Just like I said the same thing about Kawhi Leonard. I was wrong. I thought Kawhi Leonard would be out the league because of his knee. Joel Embiid, I'm not sure if he's going to be around in the next couple of years, right? Because of physically, he's not able to do it. I don't know if he's still going to be here. I'm not sure if he's going to be here. But we in a space now with Joel Embiid where the end is coming quicker than we thought. So because the end's coming quicker than we thought, of course we got to talk about this dude. Is he a Hall of Famer when his career is over? Where is he amongst the all-time greats? And this isn't something that's new. Joel Embiid has been coming into camp hurt quite a bit of times lately. It's not like Joel Embiid just started getting hurt. He came into the game broken. He came into the game in 2014 broken. He missed his first 2 years. So because he missed his first 2 years, he was broken almost the entire time he's been in the league, and now it's catching up to him.
Chill. Right. I feel the same way. I think if Joel would have had more fortune, if he'd be more fortunate as far as health goes, I don't think this would be a conversation at all. So I want to make that very clear that I don't think Joel is a bad basketball player. I think it has everything. What I'm saying has everything to do with his lack of ability to stay healthy. That's all. This is the only thing that's about. And I'm not trying to knock Joel for that. That's all it's about. I don't think any of y'all think that I think he's a bad basketball player. I think we all. I'm just saying it's all because of his. He got hurt at some bad moments. That's all.
Ox and chill. With that being said, has he put together the best injury-ridden career that we've seen? We've seen a lot of guys that have
Kawhi.
Yeah, I don't think better than Kawhi. No, I don't think
career or just level of play.
I would say career, but I mean even level of play.
It's probably Kawhi.
After Kawhi,
nobody else has came into the game as broken as Joel.
Bill Walton.
Bill Walton was going to be the name I was going to bring up. I mean, define injury ridden.
You just break down time after time.
Bill Walton didn't come into the game broken. No, he did not.
Even with that, though, Chill,
he broke down later on.
Just continue to play through injuries,
significant
injuries, missing seasons, missing times, piecing together.
Dwayne Wade is a good name, by the way.
Dwayne Wade is a good name for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne Wade coming to the game is broken.
DWY. No.
Dwayne Wade came in with already having his meniscus.
Yeah, but he wasn't. But Dwayne was like healthy though. Yeah, but he wasn't like
he was missing. He was missing cartilage as a rookie.
Yeah, but he was so young that it didn't matter at that point though. It
clearly mattered with Joel Embiid.
It absolutely put a shelf life on Dwayne Wade's career.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade came in with bad knees. He was just so great.
Yeah, but remember, if you
people just seem to ignore that.
If you have him on everybody's career, Mars. I mean, all these guys have shelf lives.
We don't need to act oblivious to the fact that when you get cartilage removed from your knee in college, that's going to affect your NBA career. Dwayne Wade came in with bad knees. That's not me saying anything crazy. Dwayne Wade came in with bad knees. That's just
just to be clear though, it's degenerative is because of the cartilage. Like so, over time they got bad. When he was young, it didn't matter because at that point the bones weren't like connecting. But then once you get to 2010, 11, by that point, remember that last peak year he had, Mars? He played like 70 games, 65 games. But then that next year when he got with LeBron, that's really when it started like going downhill. And that was what, 8 years in, Penn? Something like that at that point, 9 years in. So he made it like a pretty good amount. And he played in college too at Marquette. Like he had a lot of wear on his body. And then I think Ox and me had the same knee issues. But like, yeah, if you get your meniscus torn, man, like it catches up to you later and then Dwayne Wade was such an explosive player too, Chill. Like it was just bound to become an issue. But unfortunately,
with Dwayne Wade coming in broken, was it and don't get me wrong, Mars, I definitely think that it shortens Dwayne Wade's shelf life. So instead of playing, I think he played 16 years. But instead of those 16 years, instead of us getting 12 of them at a high level, we were able to get what, 8, maybe 9. We could have gotten Joel Embiid comes into the game more broken than Dwayne Wade. In fact, more broken than anybody that I can remember. And we still got a numerous amount of years where he was elite. Right now, don't get me wrong. I think that the fact that his career got shortened by the injuries, I don't think that negates that he was still awesome for a long period. That he was still awesome for a long period of time, and I think that he was still amongst the best players in the game during that time. So, if his career ended today, is Joel Embiid a first ballot Hall of Famer? It's going to be. I don't know any 5-time All NBA performers that's not first ballot Hall of Famers except for Dominique Wilkins.
Don't forget about the gold medal.
He's got the.
Technically, it counts.
I mean,
it does.
There's no technically.
Oh, it does. Oh, it 100% does. But
I mean, Mars. There's a technicality there.
There's not. He was on the team. He won a gold medal.
So technically,
he wasn't just on the team. He contributed too. Like he wasn't. He wasn't like.
There's no. Asterisk. Don't forget his gold medal. That's it.
Yeah. Period. Yeah. There's no asterisk with this. But the point that I'm making is, I think Dominique Wilkins is the only guy that I can remember that was a 5-time five-time All-Pro that was not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I might be wrong with that. You can fact check me on that. But I mean, the fact that Joel Embiid did everything that he did, I mean, I think it's a little bit trickier that the injuries came in. So now we're talking about him in a different space than we would had he been able to hold up a little bit more.
Yeah, and I mean the first year Joel played, he played 31 games. And then after that, he had looks like a 6-year run where he played 50 plus games. 4 of the years, 60 plus. So he went 63 games, 64 games, 51 games in back-to-back seasons. 68, that's the year he led the league in scoring, averaging 30 with 11 rebounds. The next year, 66 games. This is the year he got the MVP, averaging 33 and 10 rebounds, a couple blocks as well. And then obviously 2 seasons ago, played 39 games. Last season, he played 19 games. I'm saying all this to say, like, throughout this whole time, Joel's injured. Different injuries on and off. I just find it very impressive that he's been able to put this together over this course of time. And mainly because, like, we talk about it all the time. Like, Mars would say, if Joel Embiid's 70% or 80% coming into the playoff time, Philly has a fighting chance. Well, over this course of time, Joel Embiid has been relatively 80%, 60%. 90%, 75%. Like, he hasn't been fully healthy. And I understand no NBA player is fully healthy. It's 82-game season, playoffs, practices, all of this stuff. Everybody has nagging injuries, but not everybody has glaring injuries like this. Surgeries.
I mean, he was nothing short of fantastic in that series against the Knicks. That was the last time we seen him. He wasn't great at the long ball line, no doubt about that. But he was, considering him being injured the way he was fantastic in that series against the Knicks. And he was beat up. He could hardly run. He could hardly run during that time.
50 points in the playoff game. I don't care what nobody says. That's an accomplishment. I don't care who it was against or when it was. There's only 3 centers ever to have 50 points in the playoff game.
Who's that? Jokic and Wilt?
Yep.
I forgot about that New York series. He was going crazy in that series.
He got busy, Ron.
Remember when he threw himself a lob off the glass
and then hurt himself immediately after that?
Yes.
And y'all tried to say my man was unethical in that game because of some other things.
No, that was dirty. No, that was dirty. What he did, that was dirty.
Oh wait, just Mitch Robinson.
Yeah, that was dirty. It's just there's no getting now.
He scored 70, right?
Who
he did? He scored 70 in the regular season, not in the playoffs.
But hold on, who was that against? Oh, we might have to throw back Thursday.
That was the same. Was that the same? Was that the same week?
Wemby 70, huh?
Yeah, was that the same week?
Wemby was on the court. Yeah,
with Lucas.
It was the same week as Lucas.
Wait, and Cat had 62 on that Sunday.
Yeah, and then they lost. They lose. Was it Charlotte?
Charlotte.
And they lost.
It was Charlotte. He was chucking in the fourth.
They were trying to stat pad, and then they ended up losing the game.
You know what's interesting? If
the
65-game rule had existed, he would have only qualified for awards in 2 years.
Yeah, 63 in the MVP year. That's also why I think he shouldn't have won that year. But there's multiple reasons behind that. But yeah, 63 games that year.
No, it was 66 in the MVP year.
They played 60. Well, could Jokic play 69 and then he played 66?
Yeah, he played 66.
But he made the cutoff.
Yeah. They made 63, and then he played, and then in 2021 he played 51 of 72, but those 51 games were also like crazy.
He was going to hit 65. He wasn't on pace.
In all three of those years,
he was on pace for 65, right? Or no?
In all three of those years, he had a top 2 MVP finish. So
yeah, he's a this. I don't. Again, once again, that's not for me. That's not accidental. I don't think you just luck into that. Because he would have did the same thing last year. Honestly, if he was healthy, like I think it would have been the same every year he was healthy. He was finishing 1 or 2. I'm in there.
Penn, you had brought up David Robinson, and I remember I had done some homework on David Robinson some time back. From the 91-92 season to the 95-96 season. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those 5 seasons, he finished first, second, or third in MVP votes. The year he finished 6th in MVP votes, which was in 93, he had 3 different coaches that year. He finished second in defensive player. They were a nightmare that year in 93. They were a complete nightmare that year. David Robinson, who for all of us that aren't aware, I mean, Mars and I have had this conversation about Dave Robinson because he was a finesse big. He was considered a finesse big, great mid-range game, but actually could play physical. Was great around the basket, ran like a deer, great finisher, really good handle for a big guy.
There's only 2 players that dominated him ever at that point. One was Hakeem.
One was Shaq.
And one was Sabonis. Arvydas Sabonis. That is the real name.
Wait a minute. It wasn't during that time. I was a kid. It was 1987.
I understand that.
It was 1987. I was in the Olympics. I was a kid.
No, you're making excuses.
But I'm not making excuses. I was a kid. I'm not the same player at 19 years old that I am at 24.
That's fine. But
I'm not fully developed at 20 years old.
Say it again, Penn.
They were around the same age, Joe.
So Sabonis was destroying
playing
them.
Pro basketball, by the way. Who was playing?
So did Luka when he was 16. It didn't matter. Luka was still frying.
Do we need to go watch another Throwback Thursday game?
We can absolutely watch that Olympic game.
In fact, Joe, they're exactly the same age.
Exactly. Hold on, wait. So Penn, hold on, Penn. Hush, Joe. You're caught in the box. Penn, re-say what you just said. Re-say what you just said.
They're both the same.
Who's the same age?
Arvydas Sabonis and David Robinson are the
same. So you're telling
age.
me that? Wait. I'm not done. So chill. I still think David Robinson's one of the 10 best centers ever. Don't be wrong, chill. 8 maybe. Penn. They were the same age. Sabonis had him looking like a toddler.
He would have had everyone looking like a toddler.
Chill. He was like 7'3", 7'2", moving, shooting,
breaking.
Mars did the same thing with me with Kevin Durant. So I want to use this. I want to use
the Larry Bird thing.
How many bigs have you seen break a backboard? You've seen your cousin do it. That's one.
Darryl Dawkins.
Daryl Dawkins. That's 2.
Yep.
Zion.
Anyone else?
Jordan did it, by the way.
Jordan did it. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's 3.
I seen a high school nigga break a backboard just the other week.
He doesn't count. Okay.
I seen Dwight pull the shot clock off the backboard.
He was trying to pull the rim down. Actually,
pretty sure Zion did this too.
Hey, Moses did it too.
Arvydas Sabonis
somewhere with this.
Arvydas
Daryl Dawkins
too.
The point
I'm trying to tell you, this dude was athletic as hell, bro. Don't let that 94, 95, 96, Sabonis that you saw fool you.
We got robbed of that. No
Holy.
doubt. But I think that the point that I'm making, you guys, both you, Swiper, and
they were the same age. It's funny.
Well, okay, and that's great. That's 100% great. So moving forward, yeah, the reason why this is important, Swiper. The reason why this is important is because moving forward, when you have guys who are the same age but different levels of experience.
Hey, Penn, David Robinson lucked out that Sabonis didn't want to come to America. That's what I'm hearing.
The Sabonis couldn't come to America.
The league lucked out.
Legally could not.
Yeah, I know. The USSR, which was, for the people who are born after 1995, who don't really understand the Soviet Union and stuff, it was a conglomerate of Soviet countries, and Lithuania was unfortunately not a very high priority for Moscow.
Sure.
So a guy like Sabonis was discriminated against significantly by the USSR. And they ran him into the ground. You talk about the Sixers screwing up Joel Embiid. What the Soviet Union did to Arvydas Sabonis is tragic what they did to that dude.
Hmm.
And after all of that, Chill, after all of those injuries,
he still was awesome when he came into the NBA.
He was amazing.
Yeah,
he was amazing.
So what I want to do, because again, Swiper and Penn, you did bring up the point that they were the same age, and I want to make sure that moving forward that we continue with this logic, even if guys have different levels of experience. Mars, you already told me how you felt about Luka coming into the NBA. Even though the consensus on Luka was he's slow, he's young, he's a kid, he played in a lesser league, that he wasn't really the goods, only to find out that yes, he was the goods. And the reason why he was the goods, because the EuroLeague is a damn good league. And have that kind of experience coming into the NBA, as opposed to playing, I don't know, at Creighton for 3 years, is a little bit different. I'd like to think it's a little bit different. So I want to, moving forward with you guys, when we're talking about guys being the same age, the same level of experience, I'd like to think that matters.
Wait, do my laugh again, Chill?
You win a talent contest with that one for sure.
Yo, Penn,
uncanny. Wait, chill. Do it one more time. I'm gonna close my eyes. Chill. Do it one more time. That's perfect. Yo, I thought that was Swiper right there.
Penn and Mars, I have questions for both of you guys. Penn, I'm gonna ask you first because it's kind of just relating from the topic we just talked about. Who is more skilled, do you think? Arvydas Sabonis or Joel Embiid?
Sabonis.
Just skilled. I'm not asking who's better.
Okay, so it's Embiid, but I think Sabonis was better.
Okay.
That's just me. But in terms of skill, bro, Joel Embiid is like a 7-foot guard. You understand the handle.
Arvydas had a wing.
Arvydas was okay. Hell of a passer, yes. Hell of a rebounder, defender, yes. Hell of a court processor, and a pretty good shooter. He was not tween doing like hezzy pulls from the mid range. He wasn't doing that. I watched a lot of tape on Arvydas. He doesn't do that. So he was more of a stationary guy. I don't doubt the impact of Arvydas in terms of just a downhill athlete. His vertical leap was insane when he was younger. His again, court processing, mapping, defensively, offensively was amazing. He's like, in my opinion, he's a more athletic Nikola Jokic. So yeah, I think he's a better player than Joel Embiid. But in terms of just raw talent, I think Embiid. Yeah, I gotta give it to Embiid.
Is there any big man that you would say is more talented or skilled than Joel? Is Joel the most skilled big man ever?
No.
This is for everybody.
Yes.
I don't think he's most skilled. We're not including
Hakeem
passing
or him.
and all that. We're not including passing and
but
all
Joel
that
could hit threes, so I gotta give it.
But it's not just scoring though. Like I don't think Joel was a better post player, passer, playmaker than like the dude in the same era. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to jump where like my original opinion was. I think Embiid is just like genuinely like one of the best players ever. But just,
so you think Jokic is more skilled than Joel?
Yeah, I mean,
not
absolutely.
better. Just more
we're including everything in basketball, which is like I said,
everything, right? Everything.
Yeah, including defense and hands and all that stuff. Yeah, Jokic for sure.
Just wanted to make sure we was including everything.
I always include defense when I'm saying so. You know,
okay, I was just making sure. That's all I was doing.
I think it's relatively easy. I understand what people are saying with Jokic. I get it. Like obviously, if you could put Jokic in Joel Embiid's athleticism, you'd be talking about something very different, right? I just think skill. I'm defining skill more as like the AAU skill, which maybe is wrong, but that's how I'm defining it. I'm defining ball skills. That's when you saying skill, I'm talking about 3-level scoring, ball skills, ability to handle on the break, all that stuff. Jokic is good.
Is screening a skill?
Yeah, of course it's a skill, but that's not something that I'm thinking. But that's not something I'm thinking about too much because
that's what most people aren't thinking about that when they.
Well, I know. But I'm saying we're having a basketball talk.
Mars, honestly, I think about that shit all the time. I think about screening, sealing, boxing out. I think about that stuff all the time. But I think when you're talking about skilled basketball players in this context, you're talking about scoring.
I agree. Swiper knows what we're talking about. We talk about scoring. We talk about handles. We talk about all of that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not changing what
passing goes into it
skill though, like because it fits the group. Like I think skill always has to include what makes a player what they are. Just like
who would have a better mixtape? Who would have a better mixtape
in quarterback play? If I say one's more skilled than the other, like if you say, whatever's more skilled than Lamar, and you don't include running, then that doesn't make any sense. Like that's a part of the skill at the position. Like
it'll still be Josh Allen. Even if you include
Ox has been trolling on the timeline lately. I don't know if y'all know.
I'm not trolling. I've been saying Josh for a while.
Like, is Kyrie more skilled than CP3?
Yes.
But CP3 is better.
I think that's a toss. I think that's a toss up. To be honest, I don't know.
That's the thing. I think a lot of people would say Kyrie, but I think Chris Paul has had a better career and he's a better player. So I think Jokic and Embiid is a little bit like that.
It's very similar to that. I personally, and this is no knock to Jokic, I think Joel is much more skilled than Jokic. When it comes to just,
I don't understand how you can do that if passing is part of skill.
I'm about to tell you.
Yes.
So
please.
when it comes to putting moves together and being agile and the handle packages and the step backs and stuff that Joel has, he's not touching Joel on all three levels, even on the block. Like Jokic is
he's much more skilled on the block though.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Stop it. No,
we're including
who's much more skilled than
Joker is more skilled on the box than Joker.
100%.
Footwork as a passer.
Footwork alone is footwork alone is
young. I don't hate that. I don't.
Hell no.
Embiid's one of his biggest criticisms that he's not good enough in the post.
No, he doesn't want to get in the post.
Legitimately it. Like
I don't hear that criticism a whole lot. Maybe I'm not in the right side.
But Ron, hold on.
I've never heard anybody say that before.
I've never heard the criticism of Joel. He's not good enough.
Not being able to score against smaller players.
Is that your criticism?
No, what?
Is that your criticism?
No, he's a really good post player. But like even just talking about basic footwork, it's Jokic on the block. Just basic footwork, being able to get from point A to point B, creating separation in space. It's been Jokic. Like it's consistently been Jokic.
Swiper, I can argue that Jokic is more like I can agree with you that Jokic is more effective, but when it just comes to skill has nothing to do with effectiveness. This is the reason why Paul George gets put in those categories because he is skilled. Now, is he more effective than other guys?
Ron, if I'm moving my man and I'm like going up and under and all the Hakeem shakes and going over and all that, like Jokic does all of that at an extremely high level. Like I'm saying, Jokic has been known as the best post player in the league, like for the last 5 years, in part because of his ability to move in the post.
Like face-up game is part of a post game, right? If I catch the ball on the block and if I open up on you, that's post game.
And then also doing that and being able to turn around the fades to floaters, like all that's a part of post work as well. Or just moving Anthony Davis in a playoff setting. That's a part of post work. Being able to get Anthony Davis off leverage in a playoff setting. That's a part of post work. Being able to get Bam Adebayo off leverage in a playoff setting, in a final setting. That's a part of post work. Me being able to maneuver you to the spot, get you leaning one way, use your balance against you, or just full bully, which is what he does when he bullies you with his left shoulder going into the paint. That's a part of post work. That's what I'm saying.
But bullying isn't necessarily a part of skill. It's physicality.
All of that is a part of a skill. You have to be able to do it.
I'm not quantifying that or qualifying that as a skill. Like LeBron.
So being a third and one back, is that not a skill in football? Being able to being a third and one back not a skill in football? But it's power. Power is a skill. Being able to use power and leverage is a skill.
Not necessarily, because if I was to ask you who's more aggressive or who's stronger in the post, that's different. I'm talking about
Ron. You leveraging your power is a skill. Not everyone's able to do that.
Okay, what about leveraging quickness then? Because then I can say that Joel's more quick. Joel's more explosive.
I'm saying in the
post, better off the ground.
Yes, I hear you, but Ron, we're just going to fundamentally disagree. All of this, you're saying everything.
That Joel's faster and quicker.
In the post, like Jokic doesn't have a slow. He can do slow or fast in the post consistently. He's done this for years versus every big you can think about, from Rudy Gobert and all of them. The spin, turnaround, the quick movements, all of it. No, not to the same level though. And I've said this,
but this
is not a new take, mind you. This is an old take.
Like you're stuck on effectiveness.
No, I'm not. I said skill. I haven't talked about effectiveness at all. I've only talked about skill.
I'm arguing who is more skilled.
I said Jokic.
Okay, yes. But I'm saying when you factor in the post, which I disagree that Joel's or that Jokic is a more skilled post-up player than Embiid, and that's back to the basket and facing up. And I don't think facing up is even. We don't even have to talk about facing up. I think Joel is definitely better facing up. But I'm talking about in the mid-range too. When I catch the ball in the mid-range and open up, Jokic ain't messing with Joel Embiid when I catch the ball in the mid-range and face up.
But I'm saying he does all of that at an elite level. I'm saying
at the three-point line.
You gotta again remember what I've already said multiple times. So just to rewrite this so you can hear it. I've already said Jokic, Embiid is the best face-up big ever. That's already been covered. I've already said that.
And that goes into being skilled.
But
as a big
Jokic
man.
is also elite in face.
No, he is for sure.
He does it differently. But Jokic on the post is also has consistently been the best, getting around good defenders, big defenders, small defenders, quick defenders, like big, like burly defenders, like your Zubac's, your Rudy Gobert's, your Bam, your Anthony Davis. He solved all of that stuff in different points in time because he has the ability to be quick, to be slow, to be powerful, or just to be able to maneuver leverage and like all that stuff, even the shot making over the shoulders. Like he's done all this at an extremely high level 4 years. So like for me, it's post work has consistently been Jokic. But if you're saying like just the face up stuff, I would give you Embiid on that.
I'm saying everything. I think Joel's just more and here's the thing. Even if you were to say that Jokic was more skilled in the post with his back to the basket, when you factor in everything,
passing is a part of that thing.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying if we're going to passing, then we could talk about defensive skills and all of that too.
No, I'm talking about post skills. You're in no, Ron, don't do that. If you're in
don't
the
do
post,
what? So now don't do defense?
No, because we're talking about post work, like in the post as the offensive player. I haven't brought up passing at all. So I'm saying if you're including, what'd you say?
Go ahead.
If you're talking scoring, I think Jokic has been the best post scorer, period, in terms of bevy moves, all that stuff. I think if you're going to include the passing, then it's not even a conversation. Embiid legitimately can't even sniff what he does as a post passer or playmaker. That's just a part of it, though.
So when you do that, and that's cool. Yeah. If you want to do that and add in the passing, then I'm gonna add in the handle.
I said just scoring. I just said scoring, and then I ended it there.
We can end it at just scoring, but okay. I'm saying like a part of scoring, coming into scoring, is the moves that you do to get to your bag. And I'm not saying that Jokic is bagless, but his bag is not touching Joel Embiid's. It just is.
Okay. Who's more effective 3 feet from the basket?
It's Jokic.
Who's more effective 10 feet from the basket?
Probably still say it's Jokic.
Why is it Jokic? Wait, 3 feet away from the basket? Why is it Jokic?
He has better touch.
Yeah, that's where you get into the 3 to 6 feet members to the floater area.
And Embiid draws more fouls close to the rim, though. So if you factor that in, then
I think when you're 2 feet from the basket, you can make an argument for Embiid. 2 to 3 feet, dunking range. Everything beyond that is all Jokic, and it's not close. It's not even remotely close.
Wow. Everything beyond what?
Everything beyond 3 feet.
3 feet and beyond is Jokic.
Everything beyond 3 feet. And I'm not even talking about playmaking. Mars, would it surprise you if
15 feet and out, Jokic is better than Embiid?
Mm-hmm. Percentages.
I don't care.
You're going eye test. Lord help me. Okay,
you don't know about to tell me Jokic is.
Man, you think Joel? You think?
Well, no, but can you define better? Are you talking about just the score
outside of 15 feet?
I'm talking.
Also, what's the quantity?
Just as a bucket getter.
What's the quantity too?
Let's just say
is that better?
Let's just say as a bucket getter, right? Let's just say as a bucket getter. 15 feet and above was
the nail. At the nail, that's Embiid.
At the nail. Is he better? Penn, is he better?
15 feet or above.
15 feet or above.
Free throw line nail. Free throw line nail.
Yes.
I think you'd have to give Embiid that as like a shooter score.
It's a very narrow range. It's like a very specific range. But I'm saying in terms of 3 foot to 10 foot efficiency, Jokic is on a planet all by himself.
Yeah,
what's the numbers? Can you give us the numbers?
Oh sure. Yeah, but that's inside of 15.
So
feet.
So 3 to 10. So 3 to 10 feet. Nikola Jokic is the most efficient player in NBA history. I sent you the link in the private chat.
More than KD.
He was far and away. It was like
he's just for context, Ron. He's a plus 15 in efficiency relative to everyone else ever.
Yeah, Shaq was like
someone said he had the best flow ever before these numbers came out.
Yes.
Well, me. Well, we did. I know we didn't meet each other maybe at that point, but Mars.
So 3 to 10 feet is a very scary place to be defending when you're also talking about the best big man passer in NBA history. So that's the cheat code, and that's what makes him so scary in that situation. Now you can talk about the bag work, you can talk about the eye test and what it looks like, but when it's this effective, it's just unstoppable. And I really don't care what it looks like. 3 to 10 feet, Jokic is the most efficient player in NBA history, and it's not that close. Compared to Joel Embiid, who is actually a really good player, 3 to 10 feet, the gap is 58.4% versus 42.7%. So it's like a 16% gap.
Yeah, but that's not him. I think that's why we said 15. Though I don't think anyone has ever touched the level of effectiveness.
But even 10 to 16 feet, I understand that Joel Embiid is, like he looks better from there. But the percentages say Joel Embiid takes more shots. Jokic makes a higher percentage of his attempts from there.
But we said outside of 15 feet. You just said 10 to 16. That's still
10. That's 16 to 3-point line
for me. I think
that's how
outside of 14 feet, which is I'm on cleaning the glass, and Swiper has access to cleaning the glass. Joel Embiid in 2023 alone made more shots than Jokic has in the last 3 seasons,
and that's why I asked about the quantity.
Yeah,
that's
not to mention he did that on 51%. Jokic over the last 3 seasons outside of 14 feet is at 48%. He did it on a higher volume in 1 season than Jokic has in 3 years at a higher percentage. Outside of 15 feet, Embiid clears him.
Yeah, at the nail.
That was my only disagreement.
He just
the floater stuff, we agree. The rim stuff, I agree. The touch, I agree.
But
outside of 15 feet, by your numbers, you are wrong. By the numbers you just pointed to, you are wrong. Outside of 14 feet,
you want to ask me why I did that? You want to ask me why I did that?
Say Embiid is better. The numbers say it.
I have already said and conceded that the volume is in Embiid's favor. I'm saying for their careers, Jokic is more efficient.
Embiid became the shooter we're talking about. We aren't talking about rookie Embiid when he wasn't this good of a shooter.
I'm talking about
the
Embiid
we are talking about.
I talked about their whole career.
Cool. Congratulations. Not to mention, volume matters. I don't know if you know this. Yes, volume matters. If Embiid,
I know this.
I thought we were all talking about peaks. I did think we were doing that. If you're talking about careers, my fault.
Mars,
volume is important.
I'm not
saying someone's better than someone solely because of percentages is just
okay. Flawed. First of all, can we agree that NBA teams concede mid-range shots a lot more? That mid-range efficiency. Okay. Well, a lot of players, even good players like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, if you are able to score in the paint, teams will often sag off and allow you to take that shot as opposed to letting you get to the front of the rim, because getting to the front of the rim is the worst outcome for a defense. There are many teams that dare Joel Embiid to take jump shots, not saying they leave him open, but there is a reason for that, because when you consider the outcome of a Joel Embiid jump shot from the mid-range, even if he shoots 48%, it pales in comparison to what he shoots inside 3 feet, which is 74%.
That's what goes into the bag work that I'm talking about. Joel,
that's at 15.
What I'm trying
to mention, you just said outside of 15 feet, Jokic is better, which is why this conversation started.
Yes, outside.
Not about outside 15 feet, a good shot. None of that. You said Jokic is better outside 15 feet. That's what you said.
All right,
that's why we're disagreeing.
I said
before we get further into this topic, because this seems like it's going to be one of those ones. I just want to let everybody know that there's a beautiful place that you can go to get the best meals possible that you can eat in the quickest way possible. We call this the good old heat and eat treatment in just 2 minutes with Factor Meals. Now, here's the thing. Between busy summer schedules and summer plans, sometimes all I got is a couple minutes to get a nice good meal in. But that's where Factor helps me to eat smarter every single day with tasty chef-prepared meals that are dietitian approved and delivered right to my door. And now, the beautiful thing about this whole thing is they have 65 weekly meals made for how I live and how I want to eat. So it just fits right into what I'm trying to do. Now, here's the thing is Factor Meals, they have more variety and more meals that you can choose from. They have a wider selection of weekly menu options now. They have filet mignon. They have premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp, and it all comes at no extra cost. And what's the best thing about this is Factor Meals will support your wellness goals, whether that's gluten-free, whether that's vegan, whether that's vegetarian, or whether you don't have anything and you just want to eat the best meals possible. They have all of that for you. So you can savor global flavors with Factor Meals. And I eat it every day, once again. And I believe you should do the same thing too, because once again, like Paul George, it checks all the boxes, except it just happens to be more effective than Paul George. So here's the thing, y'all. Eat smart with Factor Meal or at factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code playerschoice50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code playerschoice50 off at factormeals.com/playerschoice50. Factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered right to your door with Factor Meals. Now, back to what we were saying, fellas. Pen, what was your last thought? Oh, and before you get into that, Pen, I do want to put this on the screen because this is what you had sent me.
Yes.
That's so ridiculous.
I mean, it is. And here's the thing. Like what I was saying about the mid-range shot. In the 90s, mid-range shooters were guarded heavily. Okay. Good mid-range shooters were especially guarded. Currently in the NBA, even good mid-range shooters, unless you're Kevin Durant, you're really not that guarded. I'm saying teams settle. Teams will let you get it off because the opposing outcome is you getting to the rim or you passing up for a three. You'll see across the league, there's a lot of shooters who've been shooting like 42, 43, 44 their whole career. And then there was a shift in the league and suddenly they were shooting 50. Why? Did they just get magically better at mid-range shots? No, teams are guarding it differently. Joel Embiid settles for a lot of long twos. You can say he's better at them, but I would argue Jokic just converted some of those long twos for threes. On his career, Nail extended to the top of the three-point line. Nikola Jokic is like 5 to 6% above league average. So is he bad from there? No. Are you telling me he can't shoot from there? No, he has great touch.
Pen, nobody said this about Jokic, and this is why I wanted to make it abundantly clear. I'm not debating effectiveness. This is like the LeBron and KD. If we do the LeBron and KD argument, like,
sure,
who's more effective as a scorer? You'll probably say LeBron. Who's more skilled as a scorer?
KD.
But when it comes to just effectiveness, just brute force.
I mean, this is not like LeBron and KD. This is not like LeBron and KD. This is not like LeBron and KD at all.
I went to that. This is why I went to that, because one has a better bag. One just it looks better. His bag is better. He has more moves, but the other just gets straight to it. I don't like LeBron. LeBron doesn't.
If LeBron's game doesn't look good to you, maybe you're just stupid.
No, I said one looks better.
Okay. Because
I also don't think you're stupid for not enjoying watching someone play. I think that's a weird thing to say. But
not enjoying an all-time great playing basketball because they don't dribble enough for your liking. Yeah,
whatever the reason is, some people don't enjoy watching Kareem. Some people don't enjoy watching Bill Russell. That doesn't take away their greatness. It's about what you enjoy as a fan. I enjoy watching Tracy McGrady more than I enjoy watching LeBron.
Mars doesn't enjoy watching. He doesn't enjoy watching James. In fact, Mars hates James's game.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Hates is a reach, but yeah, it's not one I particularly enjoy.
Let me rephrase that. Dislike it.
Is that why you don't like Dion?
No, I have no. But I think calling someone stupid for their preference in terms of what they enjoy to watch is a ridiculous thing to say.
How about this? You're a basketball casual. Would that be more fair? If you don't enjoy watching LeBron James play, I think you're a basketball casual.
Or you're just not a fan of LeBron.
That's just not a style of play that you
honestly, like Michael and LeBron and Shaq, Kobe to some extent, these players should transcend fandom. Like at some point, you just gotta dust it off.
I don't enjoy watching Shea more than I do a lot of other players, but it doesn't take away from his greatness. I just don't think he.
I actually enjoy watching Jalen Green play. I do. I like watching Jalen Green.
Yeah, I mean, there are many players I prefer, but I think to wrap up this conversation, I think Embiid has clearly been like in the peak, just a better nail player. But I would also say, to reinforce what that point is, Embiid realized he can do that and also needed to, because he needed to get extremely proficient at that because of where his body was. So he changed the way he played to compensate for the injury and then became all-time great at it. I think Jokic realized I don't need to shoot out here because I can just work rim.
He shot more out there when he was younger.
Yeah, he just said, okay, it's easier to score. Matter of fact, Penn, if anything, you should be making the other argument. Once Jokic realized I can be an elite volume scorer, maybe the best in the league, I'm just going to work on the rim from three, and then I'm going to work out a pick and roll in DHOs, and I'm going to eat you alive, and there's nothing you can do about it. NBA finals, conference finals, playoff, regular season. But I'm saying, like, I just think the nail point for me is a concession to Embiid just because that was out of necessity, and Jokic left that area purposely because it just wasn't.
I said that he exchanged his long twos for threes.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, Penn, I don't think arguing like the 15 footer is a winning argument.
Moss,
I
can you
agree
make an
with
argument? Moss, can you make an argument that there was a stretch where Joel Embiid was the best scorer in the game?
I don't think it's an argument. I think I'm not going to say it's a fact. I think it's as close to a fact.
regular season, yeah.
I think he was. To me, he was quite clearly the best scorer in the league.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
better than Luka, better
Yes.
than Luka, better than James, better than Giannis,
KD,
better than KD, better than James Harden. Like, to you specifically, and when was that time? Like when you think about the times when Joel Embiid was at his best as a bucket getter, when was that time when you could say, I think this guy, because I think between 22 and 24, I think Luka was the best scorer in the game.
Hell no, chill.
23 and 24, I think, like those 2 seasons in conjunction. If you just ask me who was the best scorer,
you don't want to put 22 in there too. So he led the league in scoring in 22.
The mid range got to all time levels in 23 and 24, which is why I'm saying those 2 years.
The mid range was incredible though. I mean,
before that, he was elite at it, but he probably shot too many considering the effectiveness. But 23 and 24, he was like the second best mid range shooter in the league. Got to the free throw line 10 times a game, and then 24, he was shooting like 89% from the line. So like 24 to me, it was undisputable. He was the best scorer in the league. 23, maybe over the course of the whole year, he wasn't, because like Jokic was like 68% true shooting. The volume wasn't the same, but then he ramped up the volume in the playoffs. Nice.
Definitely.
So like I'm fine having the Jokic and Embiid conversation in 23, but then 24, I think it was clearly Embiid, and then like overall, I would just say over those 2 years, I think it was Embiid.
Luka wasn't in that conversation at that time.
To me, it was Embiid, and
I think chill. You have this thing with Luka because of the perimeter shooting stuff, but I just like I've done this like even just in the playoffs. I just don't. I think.
I just think it's downhill. I think it's.
Oh no, Luka's up there. Like I don't. Yeah, maybe.
I just think Luka's ability to get downhill, just at 6'7", 6'8", and to score in the paint on smaller guards and even on guards his size, and to be able to create contact and be able to play through that contact and score the basketball. I don't think that there was anybody during that time. I'm gonna say 22 to 24. I don't think that there was anybody during that time that was doing it easy.
But or you can just be in the post or nail or 3 and just be elite at all 3 and just not have a weakness as a scorer, and then you just elevate in the playoffs and you're just elite all across.
Embiid averaged more points than minutes or something like that.
Well, Embiid's cheat code was he was elite at getting to the line, and he was elite at making free throws when he got there. Right now, the year that he won MVP, I think it was 65% true shooting. That was a down year for Jokic, and he was in 70% true shooting. He was just, for whatever reason, scored a little bit less than he usually does that year.
Mitch didn't need to.
So, I mean,
it was the best team he had. He didn't need to score as much.
It's back this year, by the way. 25 points.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I expect him to go back now. In 23 and 24, Embiid averaged 34.2 minutes per game and 33.7 points per game.
Yeah, I remember. That was a common talking point.
He was averaging more points. He was
shooting 87% from the line.
Yeah, that was a talking
10
point.
free throws a game.
That was talking point.
There's not much you can do with that.
How many people have led the league in scoring for 3 straight seasons? Now, in 22, he led the league in scoring with 30 points per game. In 23, he led the league in scoring with 33.
James Harden.
And in 24, he was on his way to leading the league in scoring. He just didn't play enough games.
Yeah, so technically he didn't do it, but James Harden did it.
35 damn near.
But yeah,
I mean,
he wasn't eligible. But James Harden did it 18 to 20, right?
18 to 20.
I think the craziest
same thing about. I mean, in 24,
MJ obviously MJ won 10 scoring titles, so he obviously did it.
And Kobe not lead the league for 3 straight.
KD did it from 20. KD did it from 2010 to 2012.
Has any scoring champion ever won the scoring title while averaging less than 35 minutes a game? That would be a good question to ask. I know when Allen Iverson.
Yeah, Curry did it. Curry did it in 16. He was averaging less than. I think he was averaging like 33 minutes a game.
He did it again in 21 technically too, but he lost to Bradley Beal stuff like that.
So that's the only one.
Before that, it would be tougher because of the errors and stuff. Steph would be the one I would go to.
Because I'm thinking about Magic. Sorry, not Magic. Michael. I'm thinking about all the guys who won. Usually they're up at
Michael played a lot of minutes.
38, 40. 40
yeah, Michael played a lot of minutes.
He was a hammer. He
just played a lot of minutes. James played a lot of minutes. George Gervin played a lot of minutes. KD played a lot of minutes. Giannis.
Steph and Embiid would be the ones I'm thinking of. Yeah. How many minutes did James Harden play?
I'm sure he was playing a lot.
A lot.
There's no way James Harden playing averaging 36.
35.4. He was close. 35.4.
Speaking of James Harden, we're gonna get to you in a second. But
the round mound of rebound.
He never led the league in scoring, but he played a lot.
I was talking about James Harden. My bad.
No, the round mound of step back.
Nice. Okay. Nice one. Amazing.
All right, y'all. We are going to get into the crunch time chat segment. I know we are a little late, but better late than never, right? Appreciate everybody that sent through super chats. Appreciate everybody that has turned on their notification bells, liked the video, has subscribed, and salute to all of our members. We are the panel. We go Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time. And salute to everybody that's on Twitter tapping in right now. We appreciate y'all. I hope you guys are having a good time. Tweet at us if you have any questions. Also, too, speaking of tweeting at us, tomorrow we will be doing the TCL Total Chat Live, which means you guys will dictate the topics that we talk about from the start of the show to the end of the show. And why I said tweet at us, because we will send out a tweet and you guys can reply to that tweet with all the topics that you may want us to talk about. We will make an Instagram post. You guys can comment on that Instagram post with all the topics that you want us to talk about. We will make a YouTube post. The same thing applies to that. And also, if you do send through a super chat, you will be able to supersede everybody that has sent through a topic, and you will skip the line to the top of it. And obviously, the higher the super chat, the further up that list you will get to move. So with that all being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow for TCL. And if that's not enough, tonight, Throwback Thursday, we will be watching a game from the past that will be a good time. I can promise you that. Salute to the Chicago Bulls. I won't let you know which year it will be. I'll just let you know that we will be watching a Bulls game, and we will be watching a hell of a playoff performance. So make sure to pull up and enjoy the game. And if you are a Hall of Famer, you're allowed to come on stage with us and enjoy the game.
Hey Ron, what put that picture up of TCL tomorrow. Can you put that back up? What sound does Jordan's shirt made? Is that what it sounds like when it's walking, rubbing in the air? That leather.
Yeah, I remember that. It sounds like my grandma couch in the 90s.
Yep, peeling right off, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to my dog, man. I can't run too fast in that.
Salute to Jordan. And salute to everybody that sent through a super chat. The first one is from DSG Piccolo. DSG said, off season, so another take. Man, get niggas like Joe Folks out the Hall of Fame. I get it was a different time, so I'll give him some grace. But bro was shooting 30%. All-time great chucker. This is real hate here.
He was there at the inception of the NBA. I think you kind of got to give him
who cares?
Grace. Yeah, like
who cares?
That's like the definition of a pioneer. Like he was there from the jump. Yeah. Like, leave him out of this, man.
Mars, can I ask you something, please? Objectively, did I? Because I'm looking at free night. Obviously, it's and always got my name in the chat. Did I overglaze Jokic today? I feel like I gave a lot of credit to Embiid throughout the whole day.
I don't think you overglazed. I don't think you overglazed anything.
Okay. I just wanted. So just my name is popular. I got it. I feel like
I think
swipe was there.
You're in a position where if you say pretty much anything about Jokic in the positive area, you're probably going to be deemed glazing. But like if myself or Chill said the same thing, it's just like, oh yeah. So like that's kind of where you've put yourself at this point. Crazy. It's like if Penn says something about Scotty Barnes, no matter how reasonable it is,
right?
Here goes Penn.
But
if like Chill says the same thing,
but if I learned if your take isn't threatening to anybody else's GOAT and you glaze, it gives a pass. Like you say stuff about Jalen Green, but it's not threatening anyone.
Everyone knows it doesn't mean.
It's like it's a glaze that people are like,
that's a projection.
This is not a Kobe thing with me. I'll get the pin in a second. Like it's not a Kobe thing.
Well, Mars did say Jalen Green is better than Jordan.
Chill says certain things about certain guys, but like saying things about like Tatum or whatever. It's not like a threat to like Kobe and like some historical great. Ron, he just jumps from bandwagon to bandwagon. That's my dog. He just finds a place to sit and sits there.
Can't wait to show you the next place I'm about to sit.
That's crazy. But I think the Chris Webber thing, it's just like whatever. But like I have realized that Mars, like I didn't even say nothing. I spent the whole first 10 minutes talking about Embiid's a clear-cut Hall of Famer. To me, one of the 8 best centers ever. I think he's better than David Robinson. But then now it's like I say Jokic is the most skilled post player I've ever seen. It's like, oh whoa, just clear oversaturated glaze. Hold the glaze back. It's like, all right, shout out, man. Shout out. I didn't even say what Penn
Swipe
said,
is like the court reporter will repeat that I did not glaze Jokic today.
Well, no. The word was overglaze. Glaze? Hey, that boy got nice.
Glazed.
Hey, no, he got nice.
Jordan gives us some insight, Ron. Remember one of the kids
glazing a 3-time MVP is all right.
When his mom was saying positive things about Jordan, the coach, and the kid told his own mother, "Stop glazing Coach Jordan." You can't say positive things about somebody without getting called glaze.
His own mother said that.
Your mother.
His own
Your
mother
teacher did a great job with you. Your grades shot up. Stop glazing, Mom. Excuse me?
Deal? That's crazy.
Pops, you did a great job earning that bacon this month. Stop glazing. That's crazy, ain't it, Ron? Don't you want compliments from your children?
I mean, glaze is glaze, though. Like, if my son tells me I'm glazing, I might have to reconsider where I'm putting my glaze at.
Well, here's the thing. Free, I think Jokic is better than Kobe. Okay, now what? That's glaze? Could I have an opinion? All right. Shout out, man.
You could tell your son you were born from glaze.
No, I'm saying like because the Lakers fans don't
now here comes real talk.
And all that other stuff.
You should have did that. Just did.
It's an opinion. Why can't I have an opinion and then be called like I got to be called a Fahrenheit 451 glazer? For what?
Fahrenheit
it's an opinion.
Glazer.
It's a great book.
Wow.
It's a great book.
I didn't know that was a book. Shout out to that.
No, I'm sorry, Ron, but we need to have a book challenge next summer for Mars. That dude is be out of the pocket, bro. We're gonna give you 10 books. All
Wemby kids.
All Harry Potter books you got to read because you haven't read those. I know you haven't. You got to read.
I've read the first two.
You don't want to do that. Trust me, you don't want to.
I read the first 2 Harry Potter books, and then they started becoming 700 pages. Nah, I'm not.
That's what makes them better.
No, the first 2 was like 250 pages.
Wait, you're telling me if you got a fantasy book that's like this?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Swipe, are you Tony? Are you Tony Robbins?
I could be.
Okay, because I feel like last week we were getting a pep talk from Mars how he needs to leave the house. Now we're getting a pep talk about how he needs to read more books.
Swiper trying to like improve my life and stuff. Like,
stop glazing Mars.
That's a great book, chill.
Swiper, stop glazing Mars.
That's a great. Hey, I'm a glaze a book. That's a great book. Understanding what gerrymandering and redlining is. It's a great book.
Right, so
this why Swiper don't know ball because he's too busy reading. I'm just watching games. He out here.
I'm about to get back to glazing these super chats.
Ron, what's the last book you read?
No,
I'm actually
I'm reading a book right now. It's called hold on, let me see.
I'm actually having a difficult time reading it. Swiper.
The 5 a.m. Club. That's what I'm reading right now.
Yeah. What's that about?
It's about getting up and improving your life.
I
thought it was about the champagne room. My bad.
That'll more so be the 2 a.m. club, which I'm a part of both clubs, by the way.
So you need to be part of the Get Some Sleep Club.
Hey, but like for real though, y'all all should read the 5 a.m. Club. Like it's an amazing book about starting your day the right way.
How about that be the matter of fact? Why don't we have this? This is what I want to implement, Ron. Why don't we have like self-development stuff with PC every quarter? We should be getting new items to work on ourselves. That should be the next thing. Send that book.
Free items? Yeah, I'm here for that.
No. It's a book you got to read and we got to talk about it in the meeting. We do this with every Ron. Send that book out. We'll do a report. Mars has to be the first one to give his opinion. We can go from there.
Man, I'm gonna just Google a summary. What do you mean?
ChatGPT exists.
I'm gonna just Google the summary of the book.
Mars read the cliff notes.
What the hell? I think I'm taking my time reading the book.
All right, y'all. Nahel Shetty said, with Reeves reportedly commanding $30 million next season, and Giddy and Cam Thomas looking for the same amount with rising NBA revenue, is this the new normal in terms of salary for a role player?
Well, before Jalen Brunson ended up signing that contract extension, when he first signed the extension, it was ridiculous. That was 4 years, $100 million. And if you look at that contract today, I mean, the Knicks got him on the cheap. So we may be looking at Josh Giddey, who's asking for around $30 million, 3-4 years from now. That might be a bargain, considering what he could turn into and the kind of player he could be. I think so.
Chill. In a league where Chris Boucher is signing for the minimum, Josh Minot signing for the minimum. You're seeing so many like
Chris Boucher is
serviceable
32
role
years
players.
old, bro. He's gonna get a minimum at this point, man. Shout out my dog, man.
I seen someone say that the Celtics got a nice young backup big.
Dan Greenberg, just say his name. That's my dog. Relax.
I didn't know who it was. I just seen
He
it.
got good skin. You don't know.
I seen you say Shane Battier was on the 2011 Heat, by the way.
I was talking about the 2011-12, and then it switched back to 2010-11. I know it got mixed up and lost in translation. It was just a bunch of stuff.
I wanted to say something.
I was trying to live off of y'all's content you put out on PC today. I wasn't here when y'all were glazing Jokic that I don't agree with, mind you. Yeah, you too.
Oh,
and then I built the rosters out to try to make sense of the conversation. That's all, Mars. Don't try to victimize me.
No, I seen that. I was like, yeah, I left you alone. I could have said something about the fact that Shane Battier wasn't on the team. So I left you alone.
Swipe. Akil told me you Venmo'd him $500 to say that bullshit.
I don't have $500 to send through Venmo right now. I have a max out, at like $200 just for people in case they ask for something. Could you?
I don't know what's crazy. Are you sending him $500? Are you sending him $500 in like monthly installments? But I'm just saying, like, shit's crazy.
Who getting $500?
That's crazy.
I don't know the last time I've sent someone $500.
I got banned from Venmo.
Wow, what was you doing?
I wasn't doing nothing, bro. I'm innocent. I do want to say though, Swiper, I am so down for the book club.
Yep.
So down.
Now, Ox be reading, y'all.
All you gonna do is send us different dictionaries.
Read
the H's today.
You know better than anything.
Let me guess, Ron. Read the L's for L host.
No, I didn't know, but I did when I was. I think I was like 9. No, I was like 21. I went through the dictionary. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody should go through. Just, anyways, but forget that, Ron. I'm just saying. I like the dictionary. I like.
Well, I'm gonna send you and Chill the Bible.
That's cool. That's a very long. Giving someone 66 books to read at once is a lot, by the way.
I'm just gonna give them Proverbs. That's it. That's all they need.
Okay.
Shout out Proverbs.
Are you? Never mind. Nope.
Hunter sent through a super chat and said, "Speaking of skills, what center has the best singular skill ever?" It's a good question.
Shaq.
Yeah,
Shaq and Chamberlain just finishing around the rim.
Chamberlain didn't finish around the rim. Oh, you went over this.
Kareem and Shaq.
Yeah, Kareem and Shaq. Kareem and Shaq.
Hey, Morris, who's the Golden State center? The rookie?
Post?
Yeah, Quentin Post shooting.
I could. Could I say Jokic triple threat 3 to 10 feet is about as deadly as anything we've ever seen?
Jordan about to come in like, oh, here we go.
What floater zone?
The most arbitrary stuff.
No,
crazy, bro.
So here's the thing.
But yes, the answer is yes. But like, yes.
You know what, Mars? Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
I was watching a video yesterday about 3 across. Right.
You said at 3 o'clock.
3 across. So
AM or PM?
No, 3 across. It's a spacing concept, right? And effectively, the SEC this year was the most dominant college conference ever. Best
in what
ever? Basketball.
Yeah, I know it's not 14, football.
Yeah, they have 14.
Okay.
What's called?
Yo, Batman, if you're watching, I know it's not football.
It was just the toughest conference ever. So there was a lot of 3 across spacing, which deviates a little bit from this 5 out stuff that the Boston Celtics do. And a big at that nail to 3 foot range that can function in that area as a playmaker, scorer, decision maker, sealer, screener. That package is unstoppable in the SEC, but it's also unstoppable in the NBA. It's just a really dangerous place to hold a basketball when you're a quick decision maker like Jokic.
I just wanted to shout out the Big East, late 90s, early 2000s, Big East.
For sure.
I just want to shout out the Pac-12 for every single year of existence. Salute to the Pac-12.
I can't believe I'm looking at Stanford with ACC on their jersey. This shit is killing me.
How is Stanford even in the ACC? Like, how does that even work?
This doesn't even work. What they did to the Pac. And Ron, it's the Pac-10.
It'll always be the Pac-10, and it's been dismantled. Like, it's not even around no more. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, the next super chat comes courtesy of Grandpa Town. Grandpa Town said, Embiid is a Hall of Famer. Chill, you just talking BS. Giannis doesn't run away to shoot free throws.
Yeah, he did.
When was his last stinker in the playoffs?
We
The
watched
Dinosaur
him do
series?
this. What are you
6
talking
years
about?
ago?
We literally watched it happen. You don't have to lie. We watched it happen on live TV. I think that game was on NBA TV, that game 5. We watched it happen, y'all. We don't have to do this. He literally almost threw the ball out of bounds to run away from the free throw line. He missed 13 free throws that game.
So I just made that up.
Yeah,
that's why they got Damian Lillard to close games. That's why they got him.
Chill. They tipped the ball to him. He took the ball. He threw it with haste to Chris Middleton.
With haste is heat.
not only with haste.
Ron, you need to get him more book clubs. That's with haste.
What about when he got the ball inbounded to him at the half court and he couldn't find Damian Lillard fast enough? Couldn't find him fast enough.
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's a high IQ play. If Jokic was to do that, oh my god,
is it not just logical?
Jokic don't do that though. That's the point.
But if Jokic
shouldn't be trying to get the ball,
I didn't bring up Jokic. I didn't bring up Jokic.
If Jokic looks for Jamal Murray,
Jokic be missing them clutch free throws. Maybe he should look for Jamal Murray.
Relax.
Maybe he should. Maybe it's low IQ.
Whoa. Game one and game 5, he made them all.
Man, how many times have I seen Jokic miss a bunch of clutch free throws? Maybe he should find Jamal Murray. Maybe he's actually being low IQ for trying to take it. If Dame is a top 5 free throw shooter ever, the only guys I can think of on the top of my head with I know who have a higher free throw percentage than Dame is like Steve Nash, Steph, and like Mark Price. Like Dame's like, I want to say top 4 in free throw percentage. I'm gonna look it up. He's like top 4 ever in free throw percentage. It's logical for Giannis to try give him the ball. That just makes sense. If he's not doing that, I'd be questioning him. Career free throw percentage.
But Mars,
that's exactly right. Steph, Steve Nash, and Mark Price.
If Jokic does that, then they're going. Oh, he's so cerebral. He's the smartest guy. Who thinks in crunch time?
Whoa!
You gotta think about it.
They do be glazing Jokic.
Oh, whoa! That's not the same thing, though. Chill. That's not the same thing. Passing the ball to Dame is smart. Dame wasn't on the team that year, mind you. So I don't know why y'all bringing up Dame.
Yeah, that one he tried to get it to Middleton.
No, Mars.
Which is also smart.
This is hold on. This is what I don't like about Mars, even though I love him like a brother. Okay, Mars, look at me. When that happened, that wasn't a simple chill. Chris Middleton, here, finish the game. The ball got tapped to him. He almost threw it out of bounds.
Tapped it instantaneously, so they couldn't foul him.
That's a run. He ran from the grind at that point.
Absolutely,
he almost turned the ball.
No, we're all saying the same thing. We are all saying Giannis did not want to go to the free throw line, so he got off the ball instantly. What happened was he overcooked the tap to Middleton, which led to it nearly going out of bounds. But the reality is, Giannis knew, I don't want to shoot these free throws. Logically, by the way, that's a logical thing to think if you are Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let me try to get this ball to Chris Middleton. He tried to. Ultimately, he did, by the way. Middleton kept the ball.
By the way, the super chat just said that Chill lied. I'm just correcting that point that Chill did not lie. Giannis has made free throws before, but Chill, in fact, did not lie about what he said. That's all I said.
Chris Middleton in 2023 was a 90% free throw shooter.
He should get the ball. Yep.
And we actually want and if we're the defense, we want Giannis with the ball because we know he doesn't want to go to the free throw line late in the game. That's not a lie.
My goat ain't no free throw liability. That's all.
Mars, if you had to guess, since we're talking about free throws,
Jordan,
single best season of free throw shooting ever, who would you say it is?
It's Jose Calderon. I know. He shot.
Who's second?
Jesus.
Jesus was not second. No, it's Calvin Murphy. And third is
Rockets legend.
Muhammad Abdul-Rauf.
What is he talking about? It's a Raptors point again? Did I miss it?
Well, Jose Calderon was number 1, so kind of Raptors.
On the Raptors at that time?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
0809.
Super chat.
All right. Druid Trading said most valuable panelists 2025. First place votes, Chill with 60, Swipe it with 30, Mars with 10.
I don't know what this vote is based on. Chill's had some. I just glazed Chill. Now I'm gonna unglaze Chill. He's had some bad takes this year. That's my dog. That's my dog. He's had some bad takes this year. I don't know if you're running away with that right now, Chill.
Yeah,
how do you feel about not getting first place from a guy who literally has Nikola Jokic as his avatar? That's weird.
What? What? I don't know what you're talking
Pull
about.
up the last super chat.
Oh, did I miss some glaze?
Yeah.
It's now Penn's trying to deglaze me before someone else glazes me. So Chill. All I'm saying is Chill. The other day, I wasn't even on the show.
You got glaze on your
almost
mind,
wrong. I had a
what's wrong with this
in the inbox to you on the app when Chill said that Paul Gasol was better than Anthony Davis. I almost sent you a paragraph, a letter like a 4-page letter, and I enclosed it with a finish up.
You guys have recency bias when it comes to bad takes. That Pau Gasol AD stuff is not even close to some of the worst stuff I've heard.
I heard Nikola Jokic is better than Michael Jordan.
That was quite bad.
That's
yeah, like it's just recent. Like every recent bad take that gets said on here, that's the new worst take of the year. And it's like last week I heard something worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's recency bias. It is what it is.
Interesting that it's right here though.
You do have a lot.
You say a lot of them.
You do have a lot of them.
You do. Charles Barkley better transition player than Giannis.
The worst take I've ever heard is Bill Russell was better than Hakeem on offense. That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
To be honest with you, Mars, when you brought that up, I was like, "There's no way I said that. No way I said that."
That's the worst take I've heard, and nothing I've heard.
When you brought that up, the reason why I was fighting you because I was like, I don't believe that. Like, why would I say something like that if I don't believe that? No way.
Hey, Chill, can you make me a promise for the rest of the year, like a friend, that if you feel like you're getting boxed up, do not say, you know what, y'all got it. Clippers to the finals.
Are you doing
Clippers to the final? Whatever that take is
for Chill now?
that we're arguing about when you concede it, you just go all the way in. No, can you do no more of that the rest of the year?
First of all, I do what I can. I do not play poker. No, sir.
Oh, okay. You seem like a significant all-in guy.
Hey, Chill, do it again for me for old time's sake. Y'all got it.
The difference is that, like, when I say stuff, I do my best to try to give legit logic on why I feel this way. And I mean, sometimes I'm wrong. That's just I think that's part of basketball. And then sometimes I'm right. That's part of it. But I'd like to think that a lot of the stuff that I say up here, because remember, I haven't been up here for 6 months. I haven't been up here for a year. I've been up here since this inception. I've been up here with you dudes for a long time. And because of that, I think it's interesting that you dudes talk about me like, yo, I just got the worst shit going on. When in reality, there's a lot of stuff that I say that I'm correct on.
Yeah.
You've been up here long enough, you're going to miss some shots. Here's what it is. You're going to miss some shots. You're going to airball some shots, too. You're going to airball some shots when you're up here for long enough.
Hey, tell him I came in the game like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
There's a lot of stuff that I say I'm correct on. I mean, let's not make it sound like I'm 38% from the field, 23% from the long ball line, and 62% from the stripe for my career. No, I'm better than that.
No, I just say over the last year, you've been in a shooting slump. I just, I'll say it like that. It started when you got mad at me for saying LeBron better than Tatum in the Olympics, and that's when it started. And then from there, it's just been downhill ever since. But that's not the worst take up here. Ox had the worst take ever because he said JD the GOAT rapper. So that was the worst.
Who was the GOAT rapper?
Jay-Z. That's the worst.
I never said that in my life.
I said
I don't. What?
I said that.
Why I be up here getting lied on?
I heard it.
Ron said.
No, you didn't hear that.
When Mars first said that,
I don't even got Jay-Z in my top 5.
What did I say?
Well, when you had brought that up, that I said that about Lajuan, I swear I had to actually go back and do some homework. Like, did I really say that? Ain't no way I said that. Hell no, I said that. I might have said somewhere else, but ain't no way I said that.
We got 25-year-olds in here in the chat talking about JD's the GOAT. Like, you weren't even around when he was at his peak.
I remember us having a conversation.
The music is still on Spotify.
No.
Mars was making it clear. He said, well, Chill, if you think that Olajuwon is a better offensive player, well, I don't think Olajuwon's a better offensive player. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, whoa, stop right there. Whoa, wait a minute. Yes, you do think Olajuwon. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? Stop right there.
Yeah. That's. I don't know if anything.
That's where I remember. And then when I started remembering the conversation, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, you walked right into that one. That's like a punch to the forehead.
Yeah, that was bad. Joakim Noah could shoot threes, and that was bad.
All right, and I remember before we go down the whole long list of bad takes from anybody, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the wheel, and I'm gonna steer into some things that we haven't really talked about. The first of which being this guy. Does anybody?
That ain't real, yo. Ain't no way that's real. That's not real, Ron.
It's real.
Ain't no way that dude is doing that, yo.
It's a fact.
Chill, it is real. It's a video.
Ain't no way that's real.
But hold on, y'all. It's clearly the air in the gym.
The air in the gym or the air in his gut?
No way.
Well, if he would bloat it, he would have a medical issue. But so it's probably
He might have a medical issue.
James Harden be trolling y'all, bro. He clearly has something on under that. Whether it's a heavy, he could simply just be wearing those
Sherman.
Now he could simply just be wearing those, what you call it, like the weighted vest, the weighted joints, putting a lot of stuff on just to, and he could be doing that for multiple reasons. He could be doing that to get an extra sweat in. He could be doing that just to like a lower body workout. But you can look at his arms, and tell you can see that that's not his real body. Like he has something on under the charts.
It looked like Hercules to me. That's all I know.
When does training camp start? Late September.
You worn a weighted vest before?
So like 6
Yeah,
weeks.
I always put something on under. Like even anytime I go work out, no matter what, I put on something under, and I put a hoodie on over and all that. Like, so
does it look like that though?
Well, I don't know. I can't see myself when I put it on, but I'm, you know what I'm saying? That's like you can look.
I've seen you in that attire, Ox. You've never.
You can look at his arms and see that that's not his body, bro. Like,
yeah, but some people put on weight disproportionately around their belly. I've just never seen a weighted vest.
He's big up here too, like that. That's coming from all the way up here. It's not like
I've seen a weighted vest. I ain't never seen a weighted gut.
But what I'm saying is that's not just the gut. That he's bigger all the way around. So it's like that's why I think he got something on. And it could be for multiple reasons. It could be for him to he could be doing something so that he can play a little heavier, move around heavier, so that when you take it off, it's less, it's lighter. It's no, you can't get it. That. Hold on.
Nah, he ready to go play for the Los Angeles Chargers. That's what it is.
I don't know what it is.
He's 6'5". That's a big offensive lineman.
It's no way you can get that big and that small that fast.
Right.
He doesn't. That's not even like you.
We just seen James Harden like 2 months ago.
He's been doing this for a long time.
Did we just see him like 2-3 months ago?
You know how much beer you would have to drink to have your gut be that big and not your arm?
That ain't beer. That's Spielbergers.
You can't put
genetics.
Put that much weight on and take it off.
No, that's genetics and age too. Like I think he's done this yo-yo diet thing before, right? He's put on a lot of weight, and he's not the only player that's done this. Jokic has gotten bigger. Luka's gotten a bit bigger. The problem is now that you're 35, it might be a little bit harder to lose all that weight very quickly. That's all I'm saying. It gets a lot harder after 30, 35 to do that.
What I'm saying, Finn, is the body mass right there. It's not just in his gut. That's all up top. That body mass, that's like 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like at least nobody, no professional basketball players in the gym. He been in the gym all summer. I mean, just based on videos. I don't know what type of workouts he's doing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm in James Harden camp and stuff like that. But you can look at his body right there. But that's from the top to the bottom. He's and on top of that, James Harden already kind of a thicker dude up top. So you don't do that, gain that much weight and lose that much weight that fast.
And to your point,
especially as an athlete and think it's heavy, like I think that's not healthy. You can't do that.
Yeah, all I see. And to your point,
Ron, can we be honest, Ron? We just seen a dude like 3 months ago, like in May. We just seen him in the playoffs. That means for him, in order for this to happen, he has to be doing nothing for 3 months. He ain't picked up a basketball. He ain't running. All he doing is eating and drinking. That's it. He ain't doing nothing.
So what if he is?
He ain't in the gym nowhere. Ain't no way this is real. No way.
It is real, Chill. I can show you the video.
Just from being a professional athlete, right? Just from him being a professional athlete, I'm having a difficult time without injury. James Harden is just doing nothing. I ain't buying it.
He clearly has something on under his shirt, bro.
There are other pictures of him from this offseason, and he looks really big in those pictures too. Not quite this big, but he's got hoodie on and stuff. He looks bigger. He looks bigger. I'm gonna be honest. He looks bigger. And honestly, you could put on weight really fast if your genetics are wired that way. And you're look at how much athletes lose throughout the context of a regular season. You playing all the time, traveling, whatever. You got nutritionists around you. Yeah, it's pretty much a lot easier to stay in shape when you play in 35 to 40 minutes, every night. You know what I mean? But when you lose that and you just, I don't know, go to Cabo or go on vacation for 2 months and you don't play basketball, but you eat like shit all the time and you already have genetics that are predisposed to making you gain weight very fast. Yeah, you could look like this in 3-4 weeks.
Hey, Swiper, what we call it harder from here on out? We calling him Sherman We call him Sherman Harden, or we call him Big Mama's house.
I think James Harden might need Tony
Big
Robbins
Harden's
here.
house or Sherman Clump. Which one?
I don't know why he clearly had the suit on. I'm with Ox. I don't know why y'all feel like y'all need to keep making fun of Harden.
Big Mama and Sherman had the suit on too.
Who's making fun of him?
Penn Emron. That's why this is.
I'm not making fun of him.
Like, I am.
Like I'm not making fun of the guy. I'm telling you that he
because he's a repeat offender.
Yo,
you are
ate his way out of Houston. Do we forget that? He ate his way out.
He did it on purpose. On purpose.
Yes, I understand that.
He did it.
So you want to leave the Clippers?
Yeah, he did it very quickly though. It was rapid.
Chill. All I know, you give me queso straight for 2 weeks straight. I can get about 6 or 8 pounds.
And then it's like when you okay, so you're talking about eating and drinking in 2 months, right? That don't be like he's not a pregnant chick. His titties ain't getting bigger from eating. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
getting bigger though.
That's gonna be like for when you get into your mid-30s and you start putting on well at any age when you're a male you start putting that weight's coming in your gut. That's coming in like in your hindquarters. It's not coming in your shoulders and your. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's the weight's not on your shoulders and in your chest like that from eating. You know what I mean? Like dude is proportionate from here. That's clear. He clearly has on something under the shirt, bro.
Different people put on weight differently, Ox. Like it does come down to
who have you ever seen just eat and be out of shape on vacation and get that in their pecs? Their pecs are bit like not. I'm not talking about flabby titties. I'm talking about pecs like solid up top. That doesn't happen. I know.
I don't think James Harden was the beacon of in shape like last year. I think he's in okay shape. I don't think he's not Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby. Like he's not rock solid. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like 5% body fat is what I'm saying.
With that being said, that's just my opinion. It looks like he has something on under. I don't know enough to sit here and go back and forth with you about it though. So.
Hey Mars, you ever seen Austin Powers? You remember this?
Oh my gosh!
You remember the Scottish dude? You remember his name was what was his name? What was his name? One more time. What was his name?
Yo, that's crazy.
Hey man, shout out Austin Powers, shout out James Harden, shout out China. It's been a good time this offseason.
I'm not getting screenshotted in that. No way.
All right, y'all. Well, into other news. It appears that the Atlanta Hawks are having reservations about signing Trae Young to a contract extension. He has yet to receive a contract extension, and Trae Young is reportedly disappointed because of this. We just seen De'Aaron Fox sign his contract extension. Apparently, Trae Young is available or is eligible for the same thing, a 4-year, $229 million contract extension. And it's been reported, do not be surprised at this point if Trae Young just doesn't sign a contract extension and just plays out his year next year and is an unrestricted free agent. What are your thoughts on this, fellas?
They're saying he's going to do that just because he's upset that they didn't offer it when he wanted them to offer it.
Well, there seems to be a reticence among the Hawks organization to give him an extension.
Yeah, well, he has no choice but to play them. He has no choice. If they're not offering him anything, he has to play out next year and then either take a player option or go into unrestricted free agency.
I don't even know if he has a player option next year.
He has a player option for 26-27. I'm looking at it. Which he's probably not going to take and probably going to bet on himself, which makes sense. Go do your thing, Trae Young. I don't think this means much. I think the Hawks are doing the right thing.
What do you mean?
Exactly what he just said. This season coming up, this is the most talent that they've had around Trae Young. We're in year 8. So, Ron, moving forward, I mean, I know how you feel about Trae Young. So what I need you to do is I need you to take your reservation and I need you to pull it to the side a little bit. So this season coming up, this is probably the most talent that they've had. If they don't make a deep playoff run, because we already seen it in 21, we saw what happened last year. If they don't make a deep playoff run, they can't see themselves investing $56 to $60 million for the next 5 years in a guy.
So, Chill, what you're saying to me is you're taking it out on me for you finally doing your job after me being here for 8 years and not having shit to work with.
The NBA
John Collins.
Yeah,
The NBA doesn't.
You've given me John Collins.
Trae Young is
now you
falling
want to
victim
hold
to
it
the Hawks
against
finally
me.
being competent. Yes.
Yeah, you want to hold it against me
That's
for
not
our
fair.
team not being successful.
That's
yes,
not fair.
you're right.
That's
That's
But
fair.
Ron, you realize you have a higher view of Trae Young than a lot of people, executives in the league do.
Yes, he does.
I'm not saying I have a low view on Trae. I think Trae's really good. I think he should get an extension. But Ron, factually, NBA execs and the people at the Hawks, they do not view Trae Young like you view Trae Young.
In fact, they don't know ball.
Well, but that's cool. But like, there's reasons why, though. I'm saying
they hired a new GM.
That's fine. But the Hawks are just saying that we're not going to commit $60 million for the next 5 years on Trae Young. Like, I think they're being smart. They for the first time in his career, in my opinion, they put a roster around him that, in theory, should be able to compete for the first time in his career. In my opinion, you guys can disagree. In my opinion, this is the first time he has a legitimately really, really good roster. If they go through the season in an Eastern Conference that's debilitated with injuries and they aren't looking like contenders, they now know they can get off Trae at the deadline if they want to, because they don't look like winning anything. And now they aren't crippled with a 5-year deal with Trae Young at $60 million. Or if they are looking like contenders, you then go into the playoffs with Trae Young, see what you can do. And if it once again doesn't go the way you envision, then unfortunately, Trae Young is going to leave in free agency or sign and trade. That's unfortunate. Or you can negotiate to extend it for a cheaper deal, which I don't think Trae Young's going to want to do, but we'll see. Like, all they've done is say, if this doesn't work out, Porzingis is out after this year because he's on a 1-year deal. And then we won't have Trae Young. And then we just build with Jalen Johnson, Onyeka, Zachary, Dyson, etc. And we just rebuild without losing anything. That's a better position than building with Trae Young for $60+ million for the next 5 years and not going anywhere. I think they're just being smart. I think they're just being smart.
That's smart. That's smart. That's intelligent. That's a better position for the Hawks. If I'm Trae Young, trade me. I'm not resigning.
Absolutely. If you're Trae Young,
letting you guys know right now.
If you're Trae Young, you have every right to feel disrespected. I'm not arguing against that. If you're Trae Young, with the work you've put in for the franchise, the numbers you put up, I know that's what players are gonna care about. That is like Trae Young knows he's led the league in assists all these times. Well, I don't know how many times he's actually done it, but Trae Young knows he's averaging 10 assists, all of this, 25 points. He knows what he's doing. If you're Trae Young, you have every right to feel disrespected. I mean this with as much respect as possible. That's not the Hawks' business to care.
No, I get that. I do understand.
That's all I'm saying.
I do understand.
They have to care. They have to care. Look. Yeah, they do.
Wait a minute. Why do they have to care, Penn? Why?
First of all, they hired a new GM, Ansi Saleh, right? He has a law degree, and I spoke to some people who see him as a very big numbers guy, and he is a very contractually focused guy, which he has a great deal of working knowledge of the CBA.
Yep.
I think Swiper's right that they may not see him as a guy who's worth this kind of investment past 30. There's also the other mitigating factor, two-pronged factor of age relative to size that I think maybe some people who are very analytically focused may really hone in on the fact that he is a 6-foot guard who will turn 30 during the course of this contract, which could become a bad situation for us. Then there's the past history, which obviously Ansi Saleh was not there for, but he is aware of it, that there have been rumblings for 3-4 years about Trae Young as a teammate, Trae Young as a leader, Trae Young's locker room presence, all this stuff. Now, in Trae's credit, like to Trae's credit, he has been a really good player. Some people say he stat pads. I don't necessarily think that's true. Some people say he doesn't make his teammates better. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that's a little bit of hating. But all the off-court stuff, him skipping shoot arounds, him, showing up late for things, him, maybe being prickly with some of his teammates not liking him, that stuff has to matter. So this summer, he skipped the Jordan Brand commitment, goes to Summer League to support his teammates, which was an interesting touch. I think right now, if he's going to cry about it, if he's going to vent about it, we saw the news report today, he's reportedly, disappointed or whatever. It's just going to get worse. It's going to be a distraction. And to your point, you said, well, he has the best team he's had ever. Well, that means you have a real shot in a wide open East to make an actual run, to do something good. And the last thing you want to do is have your star player salty the entire way through and worried about what his next stop's going to be. That's the problem here. And this is why you take care of De'Aaron Fox if you're the Spurs. You don't want the distraction hanging over your head. You don't want a player who's, feeling like you don't have a commitment towards him. But at the same time, you overcommit. Kristaps Porzingis goes down. You want to move off of Trae Young. Trae Young's having a down season. The defense is already in the pits of hell. Now you might see some teams say, I don't think we want him on our books for this kind of money. So I understand what the Hawks are doing, but you do have to care how he feels. He's your star player.
And can we also expand that to your point, Penn, about the Toronto Raptors? I think that when they added Kawhi Leonard in 2019, that was an all-in year. Like, all our chips was pushed to the front of the table. If this doesn't work, if you don't win the NBA championship this year, even though you did lose Leonard, you probably were going to lose him anyway. And I think that this thing looks a lot different if you don't win the NBA championship. Maybe they do come off.
I don't think it's like that situation at all, Chill.
Here's why I'm thinking that. The reason why I'm thinking that is because you've had the playoff mishaps that you've had, where you've gone deep into the playoffs and you haven't exactly been able to get over the hump. Sure, you might have built a little bit better of a roster during that time, but the whole time it was about getting over that hump. Okay, this is the year that we're doing it. We're trading for arguably a top 5 player in the league. If we don't do it this year, trading for this guy, because he's going to be the difference. If we don't do it, there's no reason for us to keep this thing together. No reason. The incentive for them keeping it together was because they won it. Now, this Atlanta team, same logic. This is the best talent that's been around Trae Young. This is probably a one-year deal because, to your point, we have not seen Kristaps Porzingis stay healthy over the course of the years. So they're looking at this situation like, we got 1 year to make this thing work. If it doesn't work in this 1 year, if they end up winning it, okay, maybe they can flip Porzingis. Maybe they can sign and trade and get something back for him. But if we get to the midseason point and this thing isn't working, they're definitely going to scrap it.
I don't think it's close, Cho. First of all, let the record show. Let the court reporter read. I did not bring up the Raptors. Chill brought up the Raptors. So
I did.
First of all, I didn't do that. But now that you have brought up the Raptors, you open up that can of worms. I don't think that this is anything like that. Those teams were at the end of their run. I'll let you in on a secret. They regretted DeMar DeRozan's contract 1 year into it, and they wanted to move off that contract. Being able to add Leonard, even on an expiring, even if they felt that they couldn't keep him, it was as much about getting Leonard as it was about getting off of DeRozan's money. I think they felt very differently about him once he came onto the podium and said, well, if we had LeBron, we would have won too. I think Masai started to look at him a little bit differently after he said that. So that's different.
He wasn't lying.
I mean, he's not lying. That was a veteran-laden team that was at the end of their rope. They had Danny Green, they had Serge Ibaka, they had Marc Gasol. This Hawks team is not a veteran-laden team.
Wait a minute,
it is a relatively young team. Nikhil Alexander-Walker is young. Dyson Daniels is young. Jalen Johnson is young and very unproven. Zachary Rissache is in his second season. Kobe Buffkin is young. Onyeka Okongwu is young. If the problem with the Hawks right now is they're not like the 2019 Raptors at all. You know what they are like, though? They're like the 2023 Raptors. They're a lot like the 23 Raptors. They have a 20-something-year-old player who is coming up for a very big extension that hasn't had a lot of success over the last couple of years. That's making them a little bit nervous about, do I want to pay this guy? And that player was Pascal Siakam. They traded him because they didn't want to pay him what he felt, justifiably so, given what he's done with Indiana, what he was worth. That's the correct parallel. I don't think I'm picking the Hawks to come out of the East. I don't think you're picking the Hawks to come out of the East.
Oh, wait a minute.
You are?
I'm not. I'm not, but I do think that they have a chance. Right? That's first of all. I do think that they have a chance, but
Chill,
I want to double back.
A chance.
No,
does he have a good chance?
Do
they have a better chance than Orlando?
Yeah,
yes.
I think that they do.
Yes,
I think that they do. But what I want to do, Penn, is I want to double back on what you just said. You talked about this team being a vet team. Okay, so Leonard was 27 years old. That's number one. Number two, Pascal Siakam was in year 2. I think he was. In addition to he's in year 3. Norman Powell was a young kid, right? Kyle Lowry was a vet. Yeah, okay. But
Kyle Lowry was 30 plus, Chill.
But he was a vet. But even still,
it was an older team than the Hawks. Is what I'm saying.
Even if it was an older team than the Hawks, you win the NBA championship. If Leonard comes back, at minimum, what do you think this team is in the 2019-2020 season? At minimum, where is this team?
Yeah, they're
I think they're in the NBA championship.
Yeah, they're a contender or a champion every year for the next 2 years. I get it.
Right. That's the point that.
But this Hawks team is A, not a contender, and B, not coming off 4 years of deep playoff runs. It's not the same. They're not a contender, Ron.
This season with this season
Ron,
with this
how
Atlanta
big is
Hawks
your
team,
list of contenders? Are you Ron? Look at me with a straight face and tell me the Atlanta Hawks are contenders.
The Atlanta Hawks are contenders.
Oh my God!
What, in a wide open East that we've acknowledged, you have Trae Young, but potentially just so you guys don't
I don't know
fly
if you
off
need
the
Tony
rail.
Robbins, a basketball encyclopedia,
so
or you need
if Atlanta could
a top-10 player in the East. I have one of the better defenders in the East. I have Jalen Johnson, who is one of the better bigs in the East. We just added Kristaps Porzingis, an NBA champion. Zachary Ricochet, we expect him to take a step forward, but even if he doesn't, he's one of the better 3-and-D guys.
You're locking them in better than Detroit.
Yes,
they're locked in.
I think so.
Locked in better than Detroit.
Yes, they were almost better than Detroit last year.
It's possible. I'm not saying a lot.
I got them at the 4 seed. I got them at the 4 seed.
The 4 seed
this year coming in.
And where would they be in the West, Joe?
They're not in the
West. Hold on. I want to ask, because if you're a real contender, you probably can compete in the West.
They're a contender in
last
the
I
East.
checked,
I don't think the Knicks would be a contender in the West, but they're going to make the final possibly.
No.
And to your point, Penn, even still, I don't have to worry about
Cleveland's a contender in the West, but they're probably going to.
I got to get to the NBA championship, right? And the only way I'm going to get to the NBA championship, I got to get to the NBA championship, getting through the Eastern Conference. That's it. I don't have to worry about playing against Oklahoma City in a 7-game series. And I got to worry about Oklahoma City when I get to the NBA championship. I got to worry about Denver when I get to the NBA championship. I got to worry about the Lakers. I got to worry about Houston. I got to worry about all these other teams when I get to the NBA championship. In order to get to the NBA championship, I got to get through Giannis. In order to get to the NBA championship, I got to get through Detroit. In order to get to the NBA championship, I got to get through Orlando and New York and Cleveland. These are the teams that I have to get through. So I'm not concerned with the Western Conference right now. What I am concerned about is matchups. So if it's
that's not how it works, Ben.
Yeah, no, I understand how conferences
Cleveland,
work.
to me, if you ask me, Cleveland would not be one of the contender in the West either.
Yo, oh my God. Contenders, there's usually 4 contenders. If you think there are more than 4 contenders, it's 5 contenders in a really deep year. If you think there's more than 5 contenders, you're crazy. There aren't usually more than 5 contenders.
Are there contenders in the Eastern Conference then if they're not one of the 4 best teams in the NBA?
Honestly, if the Cleveland Cavaliers were in the Western Conference, they would be a playoff team.
Okay, but I'm saying so there are no contenders in the East then, based on that thought.
All the best teams are in the West. I think Cleveland is a contender. I think New York, you could put them on the fringe, but I don't think it's a secret to say most of the contenders in this league are in the West. Denver, OKC,
which is fair.
Houston.
Okay,
those are the contenders. Beyond that, the Lakers. Beyond that, the Clippers. Maybe. Beyond that, who? I'm sorry. Atlanta is not on that level, yo.
Penn, we did the same thing though. Here's the problem though, Penn. We did the same thing in June when the final started. Like Indiana has no chance in beating Oklahoma City. We had a 7-game dogfight.
Yo, chill.
We had a 7-game dogfight.
After January 1st, Indiana was the second best team in the league.
Right, and
they ended up as the second best team in the league.
And this Atlanta team, and I can tell you right now, Ron, in January, in February, in March, none of us up here was talking about Indiana in the NBA championship.
Well, I mean,
not one of us.
Swipey, you didn't even say the finals. Swipey, you didn't say the finals.
Swipey, you was hyping them.
You did not say the finals. You was praising them. You did not say the finals.
None of us was up here talking about them in the NBA championship. None of us was doing that, right?
What about Ron?
I remember. Chill said the Pacers were dark horse contenders, and people got onto him. I remember it was
and the reason why, and yes, y'all did jump on me because I said that. Am I ridiculous to think that they're a dark horse contender because they was in the Eastern Conference Championship the year before? And you dudes did jump on me like, well, wait a minute. With the teams in the Eastern Conference, who are they better than? Well, here we are from January to the NBA Finals, Penn. They're in the NBA Championship. Well, this Atlanta team, and I want you to stay right there, Penn, because this Atlanta team, being as talented as they are, Trae, I feel like he's entering the peak of his career. I think he's going to be 27 next season.
He's going to be 27 next month.
Yep, entering the peak of his career. With that being said, with the amount of talent that they have, is it ridiculous for me to think that the Atlanta Hawks, with the Eastern Conference being what it is it ridiculous for me to think that they could be in the if I saw them in the East Finals? Is that ridiculous for me to think that?
It's not ridiculous to think they could be the number 1 seed. I'm not saying they can't be. I'm saying there's a lot of stuff that has to go very right for that to happen. And I'm saying sometimes we do this with certain teams where we're like, oh, well, if everything goes right for them and everything goes wrong for everybody else, sure, they'll be the number 1 seed and they'll represent the East.
We're not doing that, though. We're saying
kind of are.
No, we're not.
Because
Nobody
there's
even
no
said
way in
that.
hell.
Okay, so if I say for the Magic, it's the same thing that applies to them. For you and Ox to say that the Magic are coming out the East, that's because everything went right. You're not just thinking that the Magic are going to come out the East. I'm just saying, for instance, you might think the Knicks. I don't know who it is. Either way, if you're saying that the Knicks are coming out the East, you're not saying that because you're like, oh, well, OG Anunoby got hurt, but I still think they can come out the East. No, you're thinking best case scenario. I'm thinking if Trae Young is Trae Young, Jalen Johnson does what he did last year, Zachary Richardson takes a step forward, Dyson Daniels continues to be the best perimeter defender in the league, Wink and Mars, then I think that the Atlanta Hawks are the best team in the East.
They're going to be trouble.
Did you see Kristaps Porzingis in the playoffs?
I've seen Trae Young. Well, it's funny you say that. Kristaps Porzingis came out and said he has what was affecting him last year is completely gone. He said he has no issues. So now we have now we can expect Kristaps Porzingis, based on what he said, to look better this next year. Maybe to get back to his form when they were in the finals 2 years ago. So I'm saying with all that, yes, I believe the Atlanta Hawks are an issue.
Which brings me to my next question, Ox. What happens if Atlanta is in the NBA championship this year? It's
losing to whoever comes out the West.
Even if that's true, Moss. Or let's make a proclamation. If they end up in the NBA championship and they end up, I don't know, off the strength of Porzingis, how we talking about Porzingis now?
Oh my God,
he already won it.
That's amazing.
He already won it.
How we talking about this guy right here? Huh?
Definitely talking about him different, Ron. We definitely talking about him different.
How many games did Porzingis play in the 2024 playoffs? Like 6?
No, I think 4, 3 or 4. I know he played them 2 games in
7.
the NBA Finals.
He played 7 games. And one of them was where they gave him, like, they put him out there in game 5 of the finals. It's like, we want you out here so when we win. But, like, he wasn't even healthy to play in that game.
I mean, they smoked, they ended up smoking Dallas.
What do you mean, how we talking about Porzingis? He won a chip. I mean, all due respect, he was very important during that regular season. Game 1 of the finals, he was arguably the best player on the court. That's not changing the perception of Porzingis. I don't think it should change the perception of Porzingis.
Just putting it out there because I know how people get when guys win championships. I know how they get. But Penn, you were saying something. I'm sorry to interrupt.
We're having legacy Porzingis.
The Hawks are like a second tier team in the East. Almost a third tier team.
Even if Porzingis gets back to his ways, 2023 Porzingis.
Even still,
tier 2 sounds fair. I think Cleveland are clearly tier 1, and New York, I guess.
Cleveland and the Knicks.
I think Cleveland is just better than everyone in the East, but I'm fine having the Knicks in that tier 1 too.
Depends on how you feel.
Judging off of what I'm assuming Mars is saying, that would make me put Atlanta as a tier 3 team.
And that would make sense to me. That would make sense.
Right, yeah. Because if it's Cleveland standalone, then that next tier
Knicks could be standalone too.
Okay,
Knicks and Orlando. I
would say Knicks and Orlando. Yeah, I would say Knicks and Orlando, and then I put Atlanta.
Why is Orlando? Ron, I might be on some nonsense here, Ron. Why is Orlando?
On some nonsense. Let's both. What are my glasses?
I'm not as high on Orlando as Ox's, but
that's what I'm saying, Ron. Why is Orlando clearly better than Atlanta? What's going on here? What am I missing? They
were better than them last year, and then they also got better this offseason. It wasn't even offseason yet, but you know what I mean. When they got,
I know Orlando made a crucial addition with Bane, and also they get an injury addition with Suggs, so they get 2 people. But I just think
they were better than them last year.
The
plus internal development.
But that's the same thing with the Hawks.
Would it shock you?
The 3 additions, right quick, Pin. The 3 additions that they got, I think, are humongous. They get an NBA champion, Kristaps Porzingis, who claims that he is completely good, ready to go. That's just as big of an addition.
Has a player ever said
no?
Joel Embiid.
I'm just going based on what he's saying. But I'm saying,
I don't think a player who's ever arrived on a new team has ever said, "Yeah, I'm not healthy."
No doubt, Mars. Be that as it may. If he is back to his 2023 ways, that is just as big of an addition as Desmond Bane is.
I think it's a bigger addition, personally.
Okay, then. All right, then. So you get that.
Wow. Porzingis is better than Bane, in my opinion.
Porzingis is a bad motherfucker. Let's not just not just the threes.
Right.
Fully healthy Porzingis.
Rim protection.
Rim protection. Yes.
But then
maybe he's not better than Bane, but like, in around the same ballpark.
I get an all-star caliber 4 as well. We talk about injury additions. You guys get Jalen Suggs back, but I get Jalen Johnson. That right there, might give them Is
Yeah,
that
who's the
Which
better
Jalen
Jalen?
is better?
Come on.
Other than Green.
What?
Yeah.
What you mean? Who's the
Other
better
than
Jalen?
Grant.
This isn't even a
Oh,
question.
Brunson. Brunson, the best.
They both making the same money. I think,
There's an
They're pretty
episode
invested
for
in
you. All time the NBA current Jalen rankings. Middle name being Jalen counts.
Whose
Whose
middle
Whose
name?
middle
middle
name
name
would
is
be Jalen?
Jalen? Yeah,
Scotty
I don't
Pippen.
know people's middle
Emmanuel
names.
Scotty
Quickly.
Jalen.
Oh, his middle name's Jalen.
Emmanuel Quickly.
That's a terrible middle name.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Emmanuel Jalen Quickly is a great name. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's a dope first name, but terrible middle name.
Yeah,
All right.
but
My
I'm
little brother's name is Jalen.
I'm essentially getting 2 all-star caliber players in my front court at the 4 and the 5. And then you add Nickeil Alexander-Walker, an elite perimeter defender.
I can make a really good case that Jalen Suggs is better.
They got a
than
shooter
Jalen
too,
Johnson,
right?
though. I'm gonna be honest.
They
I would say
Luke
more
Kennard. They got
impactful.
Luke Kennard.
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs, like, would it be crazy? Would you find it crazy if Jalen Suggs is healthy this year? Now, obviously, you predicting health for Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah.
Let me predict a little bit of health for Jalen Suggs.
I expect
If
them to be
Jalen
healthy.
Suggs is healthy for an entire season, I would not be shocked if he wins Defensive Player of the Year.
I would be
Suggs,
flabbergasted.
Very shocked. I would be very
Wow.
shocked.
Why?
But I still think
I would
Over-
like to see a
over
guard.
Wemby.
I would like to see a
Over
guard win it,
Wemby?
but I would be
My bad.
flabbergasted if he won it.
Okay.
I mean, y'all got to understand
forgot
that
Wemby
if
exists. My bad.
Orlando's healthy, they probably win the East last year.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? Like,
That's a fact.
Where were they? Where were they?
Six
when
not
they-
beating
when-
Cleveland.
Oh, you meant
why
you
they
didn't
not
mean
beating Cleveland and Indiana?
You
Beat
didn't
Cleveland
mean in
last.
terms of standings. I thought you meant in terms of standings. That's what I was.
You
gonna
talking
say.
about
You just meant come out.
you brought
wasn't
up
gonna be
health.
Boston, though.
They not better. You just
They weren't going to be Boston last year.
and
Not without
take
Bane.
Boston,
With
Ron,
with
take
Bane,
Boston off the table. Ox
Take
just
Boston
told
over?
you. Ox just told you why Orlando was better. Why Orlando was better than Atlanta. He just told you that, and they got better, right? Well, the same logic happened with Cleveland. They were better than Orlando, and they got better.
They
How
did
they get better?
Okay, I see, but what I
It's
said,
Demon Lonzo. What we talking about?
Oh,
Demon home.
I love
And I'm
Lonzo
just talking.
too.
I ain't even talking about Lonzo.
Like,
I'm just talking about last year in particular.
we're having this conversation based on the expectation that health coming next year.
Sure.
So that means Franz and Paolo don't miss 50 games. That means Mo Wagner's back, Jalen Suggs is back. Orlando was competitive with their whole starting lineup being hurt.
I'm gonna be honest. Eurobasket is going to determine a lot of my opinions on Orlando.
Hey,
If I
you
see Franz with a new jumper,
You didn't see
I
it?
might be on the train. I did see a clip, but I need to see more. I need to see a game film. The hitch didn't look like it was there, but I didn't see a clear angle.
It looks smooth. That Franz jumper, it looked like water. Now
If we get back to a Franz jumper where there's no hitch, then I think we're having a different
Hitch or no hitch. I got Orlando.
Okay.
I don't think it's crazy to say that Orlando's 2 best players are both better than Trae Young.
That's exactly where I was going with this. If Franz got traded to Orlando, I would consider him their best player.
I'm not saying he is or he isn't. Same with Paolo. I'm not saying he's better or he isn't. I just say I don't think it's crazy to say Franz and Paolo are better than Trae.
Your 2 best players
I don't
combined,
think
Mars, or each of them, because I don't think
I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy to say Franz is a better player than Trae. I don't think it's crazy to say Paolo is a better player than Trae.
Individually. On top of that, chill. I'm just not as high on Cleveland as you are. Or you are, Mars. I'm not.
What's the gap between Trae Young and Desmond Bane?
I'm not as high on them as.
I'm serious. What's the gap?
I'm
not saying one
give
better.
an inch and you take a mile. Like, this is what I mean. Like, I give an inch and then you go Desmond Bane. Like, what the hell?
Desmond Bane's a really great player, yo.
He is.
Like him playing off the ball, off a jaw on a super deep team. I feel like he gets underrated. He's a great perimeter defender.
I can agree with that. I think
he's a great perimeter defender. I think he has a lot of point guard skills. He is a very good. Compared to Trae Young, he is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Does Trae Young have the biggest view from his ceiling to his floor among like NBA folks? Like
I respect Trae.
What he is at his floor. I'm not talking about just Penn. Like from floor to ceiling is like the widest wing.
Kyrie.
But I think Kyrie has a higher floor than Trae though.
I agree.
He also has a way higher ceiling. You hear how people talk about Kyrie?
Yeah, I think that's based on what he's done though too, like mysticism.
Look,
Like,
yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but like Kyrie's seen, like I've heard people in the last 6 months say Kyrie's still better than Shea. Like Kyrie gets,
but Trae
gets
put in this place where he's like, you know,
James
Ron thinks he's like whatever
because he is,
and I think I'm below Ron on Trae, but I'm like not where the Atlanta Hawks are. The Hawks executives and coaches are telling you what they think, that he's not a guaranteed sign player. So I think that's like my homeboy on Twitter was saying like, how many teams would rather have Trae Young or Derek White? And I'm like, well, I think a lot of these teams would be a lot better with Trae Young. But like, I understand the thought though. I understand the thought.
Trae Young.
Pen, what side do you want, Derek White or Trae?
Who, me?
Me?
Pen.
Oh,
Derek White or Trae Young?
Yeah.
As what?
Basketball players.
Choose your next words carefully. Penitentiary. That's where you can hit.
It sounds like a Pen thing would be to say Derek White, so I'm actually curious.
I would say Trae Young because of the offensive impact. I'm not going to completely write out how impressive it is, the load that he carries on offense and the work that he does on offense. So if I have to start a franchise with a player, I'm going with Trae Young. But if I already got two franchise talents, like if I got a Kobe and a Shaq and I got to figure out who I got to put next to them, I'm picking Derek White 10 times out of 10.
I got to put somebody next to Kobe and Shaq. I'm putting Trae Young next to Kobe and Shaq.
Hell no.
I do understand
me next to Kobe and Shaq. I want some rings. What the hell?
I do understand it though.
Are we having a Trae Young and Derek White conversation right now, Ron?
Yeah, but it is certain situations where
I was going quite viral.
I wouldn't be mad at taking Derek White. It is certain situations.
Derek White does like 85. Okay, if basketball could be summed up to a checklist of every single thing you could possibly do on the basketball court, from boxing out to sealing to defending multiple positions to rebounding, all those things, right? You can make a very, very good case that certain players who are very good players in league standing as first options just don't do well as third options, fourth options, and fifth options. When they don't have the basketball, a lot of their skills go away. Trae Young's greatest skill is he's a passer, he's a ball handler, and he's a scorer. Those are his three greatest skills. Every one of those skills require him to have the basketball in his hands. So if I got Kobe and Shaq, and I got to, get a third option, I'm certainly not going to put the ball in his hands over Kobe or Shaq. So I got to go with Derek White. The problem with basketball, in my opinion, is that there's 10 players on the court and there's one basketball, which means if we play purely egalitarian, let's just say everybody touches the ball the same amount of time, that means 90% of your possessions and time on the court, you don't have the basketball in your hands. Right? You get what I'm saying? 90% of the time, you don't have the basketball, which means it matters to me.
Played, though. That's not how basketball
That is how basketball is played, yo.
Well,
and you wouldn't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
You even said if we made basketball an egalitarian game, because it's not. So it's not how basketball is played. It's not how basketball is played.
But it's okay. So if Kobe and Shaq are on the team, is Trae Young handling more than 25% of the possessions?
He's going to handle a lot.
Hell no.
Trae Young would have the ball more than both of them.
He would handle a lot.
Well, then that would be the tragedy.
The point guard.
I would want
the point guard would have the ball the most on the team.
But that's well. Hold on, Derek Fisher was the point guard on those teams. He did not have the ball more than Kobe.
Derek Fisher is nowhere close to Trae Young with the ball. Pick and roll.
If Derek Fisher was Trae Young,
are you committing to record right now that if you had the option to play through Kobe or play through Trae Young at the top?
No, you're not playing through Trae. It's just Trae has the ball, and then he's giving the ball to Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, I don't care who the hell the point guard is. I don't care if it's Steve Nash. You're playing through Kobe.
He's a really good passer.
No, you probably are playing. Really, you're playing through Shaq. The thing about it is you need somebody to get Shaq the ball. And the thing about it is Trae Young in about 99.999 situations will be the best player to get Shaq the ball. Better than Kobe. Because you know what? If I give Kobe the ball, it's probably going up. Now, he'll get Shaq the ball a couple times, but it's probably going up. With Trae Young, yeah, he'll get up shots too, but Trae Young is he's been elite at getting guys like a Yeka. No, that's not what I'm saying, Pin. That's not what the case is. Like it's not about
Trae
options.
would be the third scoring option, I guess, but he's gonna have the ball. Time possession is gonna be higher than both of them. He's gonna bring the ball up, he's gonna initiate the offense, and the initiation of the offense is gonna be whether we're still playing the triangle or not, I don't know. It's gonna be
still getting the triangle.
Okay, then he's gonna bring the ball up, then he's gonna swing to the wing, then we're gonna entry pass to Shaq, or Trae Young's gonna throw the entry pass, then he's gonna screen for Kobe. Like he's just gonna play within the triangle, but he's gonna be the one initiating the offense. Derek Fisher still brought the ball up the court. Now imagine if Derek Fisher was actually like better. Trae Young would bring the ball up the court.
If we play out that Lakers team today, I guarantee you Kobe's handling more of those possessions. It's just way more common to put the basketball in your best player's hands.
He probably good, but like let's not act
In
like
today's world, yeah, but
yeah. So what you saying? The Shaq have the ball because he's the best player.
Obviously, the goal of that offense would be to get Shaquille O'Neal the basketball. And I understand what y'all are saying about Trae Young being the best guy to get him the basketball. My point here is Trae Young's best skill is to be a primary guy. That's him in college. That's him in AAU. I've watched Trae AAU through EYBL, AAU, all throughout. And this is the constant with him. He's never been great off the ball.
Yeah,
he's not a great off-ball player.
He's also never played in the hypothetical situation that you're talking about.
That is
true.
Yeah,
Trae Young is a primary ball handler. Absolutely. Most point guards are. Most.
Right.
That's not like
but it's not like Derek White can't handle the basketball, Mars. The point is that Derek White does everything to unlock two superstars better than Trae Young, in my opinion.
No, he doesn't.
Especially defensively. Especially
on the defensive side of the ball, I think
I cannot have my third I cannot have my third best player be a defensive liability. I just can't. I can't. I'll settle with my best player being a defensive liability, like Jalen Brunson, or someone like Trae Young. I can cover for it. When you're my third best player and you're a defensive liability, and I don't mean defensive liability, I mean you're a defensive zero.
Defensive liabilities. But hold on, because we're talking about the Lakers. Kobe wasn't a defensive liability. Neither was Shaq.
Neither was Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher wasn't the
right, but what I'm saying is like you say these things, and that's just like that's what I'll be talking about. You can't come to basketball with the template. You know what I'm saying? All these players are different. You can't just input every player into your template. Like, oh, my third best player can't do this. My fifth best player can't do that. My rim protector can't do that.
I can do it. You just have to disagree with it. That's cool.
You can do it, and you just be wrong. Like that's just not you want basketball to be such a chart all the time, and it's nerve-wracking. It's ridiculous. Like
if my two best players are Kawhi and MJ, my third best player can't be a bad defender.
It's just not the same thing.
What I was making, like, come on.
If my two best players are Kawhi and Michael Jordan, my third best player can't be a defensive liability.
I don't know
and
why.
Trae get busy with them too.
It's not about want. I'm saying you said can't.
Who was your two best players in Milwaukee? Who were your two best players? Was it Giannis and Middleton or Giannis and Drew?
I would say it was Giannis.
Take your pick.
Yeah, I think.
Let's say it was Giannis. Let's say it was Giannis and Drew. All right.
Sure.
On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being elite, 1 being the worst, where was Middleton as a defender?
6.5.
7.
I give him a 6.5.
He was a good defender.
Close to 7.
He was a good.
He wasn't defender. Now, and would some of that be him being a 6'7"? Would that would some of that be because of how good Giannis and Drew Holiday were during that time? Is that fair?
It made his life easier.
Made his life a lot easier. So if Trae Young is playing with a defender on the perimeter, hear me out, Mars. If Trae Young is playing on the perimeter with a guy like Bryant and he's playing with a rim protector and an interior force like Shaq, how less difficult is Trae Young's life?
It makes his life easier. He's still a liability.
A lot less difficult.
It makes their life harder too, but they're good enough to cover for it.
Chill. Like the game that you're talking about, the game that you remember in the 90s, where it was very post-centric, the court was a lot smaller. Now the game is away from the basketball. It's a lot more skill, and it's a lot more stretched out. A guy like Trae Young is unfortunately a dying breed. Kevin Durant and LeBron James talked about this, the death of the 6-foot guard. I feel like you might as well have called that Trae Young. They're talking about Trae Young, a defensive liability who's a 6-foot guard. This is the dying breed in the NBA.
He did say unless you're an offensive genius. I was
okay. So Trae Young is an offensive genius. The issue that I have here is, whereas previously, like in the 90s and early 2000s, you could hide a bad defender on a corner shooter who was a stationary shooter. There's so many teams right now that just don't have those players. Like I look at a team like Denver. Who is Trae Young guarding when you face the Denver Nuggets? Let's just say hypothetically your vision of the Atlanta Hawks making the finals comes true, and let's say Swiper's Make-A-Wish Foundation dream of the Nuggets getting to the finals comes true. Who the hell is Trae Young guarding in
Make
that
a wish for
situation?
people that are living on the odd.
He's guarding Christian Brown. That's who he's guarding. He's guarding Christian Brown.
Christian Brown.
Yes.
That's bad news. That's very bad
news. It is. It's scheme wise. It would never work. It would never work on that.
My thing is,
drive past him.
But like even outside of that,
by himself, yeah.
Even outside of that, I'm looking through all these teams in the NBA, and it's probably only 4 teams where I would legitimately consider taking Derek White, and that's because these teams are structured so well that it's no need for Trae Young. Derek White, with the floor raising that you do, you just help us basically turn us into a championship favorite. I would say so. The first team I would say is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
The team that would rather have Derek White.
Yes.
They would be unbeatable with Trae Young.
Yeah.
They don't need Derek White. What they gonna do with
unbeatable with Trae? They're
all
solved.
But the thing about it is, I really don't need Trae Young though.
They do.
You can
Shea.
use Trae Young a whole lot more than you can use Derek White over there.
I'd rather plug and play Derek White and have 2 Caruso.
I mean, maybe Trae would like it, but having Trae for the non-SGA minutes to lead the offense and have J-Dub play off the ball.
Wow.
I'm saying
then you get to unlock SGA more off the ball with Trae and SGA lineups with J-Dub and Chet and iHeart to protect.
You can actually throw a lob consistently to Hart and Chet.
I don't think Trae and OKC is necessarily a worse.
Here's the thing though, fellas. I'm not saying that Trae Young is that I definitely wouldn't take Trae Young. I'm saying that these are teams I would debate taking Derek White over Trae Young on.
You're just making shit up.
So OKC is the first team.
Okay.
With the Rockets, I'm taking Trae Young. Even with Fred over there, I'm taking Trae Young.
Easy.
The Lakers are the second team I would consider. And that's because
I would take Derek White. I would take Derek White on the Lakers.
So you see what I'm saying? I would take Derek White on the Lakers.
Okay, we'll look at
absolutely
Luka and Braun, and we need.
I'm not putting Luka and Trae together.
4 negative defenders in the starting line.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Right. I can see that. I can see that.
I would take Derek White.
I can see that one. I'm still not doing it, but I can see that one.
The Clippers are also another team.
They would be much better with Trae Young.
But I would rather have Derek White if I'm the Clippers.
They would be much better with Trae Young. Wow.
So you want Trae
Young and Zubac and Kawhi?
Oh, Trae and Zoo. Trae and John Collins again?
Did Harden fall off a cliff? How are you using Harden in this situation?
You guys just spoke about him.
Already played off the ball
5 minutes ago. You guys talking about
I
can't get with this one at all, Ron. Who's the next team?
Yeah, next team.
The next team, the Golden State Warriors.
Trae Young and Steph, just nightmares.
With Curry running in the backcourt?
Nightmares.
Steph plays off the ball, right?
Yes, nightmares. They would just put an all defense lineup around that. That'd be a nightmare.
Well, so it'll be what? Trae, Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, and then hopes and prayers.
No, I think
I want Jimmy, Draymond, and Derek White on defense.
But Penn, to your point,
in that case, you keep Jonathan Kuminga in that case.
So wait, so
they are kind of keeping JK. So.
Bro, Ron, you're tripping again. Trae Young and Steph with a defensive.
I would have Derek White. I would rather have Derek White on a lot more teams than you're giving.
Okay, keep going, Ron. I want to hear these teams.
Who's next, Ron?
Oh, wait. Stay right there, Ron, because Penn, to your point, with Shaq and Kobe playing in the triangle, I mean, isn't what Golden State does? Isn't that some sort of that's a sort of an iteration of the triangle? So Trae wouldn't be on the ball that much. It's not like Trae's going to be on the ball like he would be if he was playing
but he doesn't have the skills. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone just assumes that anyone who's on the ball and really good on the ball can just do everything off the ball. And the problem is they can't. They don't do enough.
Draymond would be in heaven. Draymond would be in heaven.
Draymond would be great.
He would have so much fun with Trae Young and Steph Curry.
Steph Curry is such a different breed of the player that you're defining as, the Trae Young. First of all, like the shooting difference.
I don't think they're the same at all. I didn't say that. I just said Draymond and have fun with both of them.
I think Draymond works so much better off of a guy who has the multifaceted. Like first of all, I think we're really sleeping on Derek White shooting. First of all,
you think he's a better shooter than Trae Young? You think he's a better shooter than Trae Young?
No, he doesn't think that much.
I'm asking. I'm just curious because the percentages would favor Derek White. So I'm asking.
How significantly do this?
I think they majorly favor Trae.
Derek White got a gun for real.
Derek White's great. Derek White's a great shooter. I would venture to think that Trae Young is just better at generating shots, and Derek White is better at hitting them. If that makes sense.
Derek White, the last 3 years is up basically 39% from three. Basically, it's 38.7.
And Trae Young.
Trae Young in the same.
I'm assuming he's a little better in catch and shoot situation.
Trae Young in the same time frame is below 35%.
Just imagine.
Now, is it
Trae Young is fair?
But in
Now,
fairness, Trae launches way deeper. For the most part.
and but also can we put a little bit of context?
Mars,
on
who
that?
shot the deepest threes in the league last year?
Trae Young.
We filtering out heaves. I don't know what to tell
Scotty
you.
Barnes.
We're filtering out heaves.
Oh, you're talking about. But what
we're
I'm saying,
filtering out heaves on that one.
What I'm saying,
yeah,
Pen, though, is with Trae Young and Derek White. Since Mars, you brought up the shot selection. I mean, what does Trae Young's shot selection look like? Running with Jason Tatum, running with Jaylen Brown. I mean, I think it's different than running with who he's running with. Plus, having the ball in his hands less, because I think the shot selection is different. I think the floor is a lot more wide open. I don't think the defense is keyed in on him nearly as much as it would since he's in Atlanta. So because of that, I think that he's getting a lot better looks. And because he's getting a lot better looks, I think that he's going to knock down more open shots.
I think you might take Trae Young based on the fact that he's younger. I don't know if you're talking about as an asset or as a player or for the future or what, but I think as an asset, maybe you take Trae Young. But once he gets paid $57 million, now it's no-brainer conversation for me. It's Derek White across the board, clean sweep. There might be like two teams, like the Wizards.
Money changes everything.
That's a little different though, because we're building a.
Derek White's making like 30. So,
like, if we're talking about relative to contract.
Yeah.
Well, well, now we've come full circle, and now you can understand why the Hawks are having some trepidations about this, because if you're talking about Anthony Edwards,
the Hawks need to pay that man.
Yo, hold on. When we're talking about like supermax dudes, when we're talking about really great players, right? There usually isn't a conversation between them and Derek White for any team. Let's just be real about that. Anthony Edwards or Derek White, which team is taking Derek White? Zero teams. Okay. You could even go as far as Cade Cunningham and Derek White. I don't think there's a single team that's going to take Derek White. I'm sorry. It's just like when we can have a conversation about you and third options, you're not a supermax player. I think the same thing could be said for De'Aaron Fox as well, and which is why I was so critical of the.
So what about John Morant?
I think John Morant, when he's been right, is a superstar. I think when he's been wrong, superstar adjacent. I mean, depends on how you define superstar. If you define superstar as 10 box plus minus Jokic, Embiid, then no, he's not. But if you define superstar as, a guy that everyone around the league pays to see, and everybody knows and everyone talks about, then he's a guy who can carry you through a playoff series.
If I'm Trae Young, I think I'm just as good as John Morant. I'll tell you that much.
Who?
If I'm Trae Young,
you better not be mentioning John Morant in the same sentence as me.
I'm gonna run the poll.
I'm sorry. Are you
John Morant?
Okay. I'm just saying.
Hey,
there's plenty of teams that I would prefer Derek White for. So I would prefer Derek White on the Clippers. I would prefer Trae Young for the Jazz because they have nobody and they could use him. I would also prefer Trae Young on the Wizards. But for the Spurs, I would prefer Derek White. For the Pistons, I would prefer Derek White. For the Raptors, I would prefer Derek White. For the
Raptors with Trae Young?
Yeah, no thanks.
Have a real
Warriors,
offensive creator?
If we're talking just for 1 year, we're not talking the next 5 years. We're not talking youth.
Replace Emmanuel.
I don't know why you think Trae Young is just in 5 years not going to be good. Like
don't matter if you keep using
his 30. No, I get it. He keeps using 30 and saying, "Oh, well, all small guards fall off at 30 and they don't have value and they can't be on a max contract."
Might happen.
And here's my thing. The contract is going to be 4 or 5 years. Let's just say it's 5 years. If he is playing at a superstar level. Okay, 4 years. If he's playing at a superstar level, superstar might even be too much for you. That might just throw your mind into a whole bunch of different places. If he's a 24-12 guy for the first 3 seasons, elite on offense, he's still giving you the shot creation. He's still playmaking at an all-time level. And then the 4th year he falls off. Okay, you still got 3 years that you paid for where he was insane. Like you do that. And even if the 4th year, it's like, all right, well, you did hit 30 and you fell off a cliff. Okay, you still got 3 elite years.
But Ron, it's Ron. 5 seconds, 5 possessions, 5 games, 5 months, 5 seasons. Trae Young, first option, second option, third option, 4th option, 5th option. Trae Young. Any team in the NBA, any team in the EuroLeague, any team in the NBL, any team at any LA Fitness. Trae Young.
Let me ask you one more team though, because I have one more team. Now this is barring injury, so at full health, would you want Trae Young or Derek White on the Mavericks?
Trae Young
on the Mavericks.
Trae Young, what?
On the Mavericks?
Trae Young, bro.
Does anybody have push back against that with Trae Young on the Mavs?
Trae Young
over who?
I'll prefer
Trae Young or Derek White.
So you would want Derek White leading that team?
No,
not you. I'm talking about that dude up there in the corner. You're saying Derek White on the Mavs?
Yeah,
I would consider.
No, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not even
on the Timberwolves. Who would you rather have?
Trae Young,
Derek White.
Sure. Oh my gosh, dude!
Yikes.
Could you imagine?
It seems like any playoff team, Penn's gonna choose Derek White.
Could you imagine Trae Young with Derek White with Gafford?
Because I'm not swapping engines. If you're asking me who would I rather trade Kyrie Irving for, now we can talk about Trae. We can trade Trae Young, but pairing Kyrie with Trae Young means I have to choose between two players.
Why can't Kyrie just play off the ball like he did last year at an elite level with Luka?
That is true, though.
Like he has the last.
You put it
10 years. 10 years. Yeah, 10 years.
Well, no, Boston he had the ball, but even Boston he played off the ball.
I think because Dallas has the defensive tools that they do have, I feel like maybe Derek White's a little OD, but I just think Derek White is very, very slept on. That's my view on this.
Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, Anthony Davis. You choose.
Yeah. Okay. So Dallas, I change. I go Trae.
This is just pure hate for me.
It's not hate. I've actually stood here and defended Trae Young a lot.
But you didn't in this conversation multiple times. I think I originally said the Mavericks would be an overwhelming Trae Young's favorite. That they're like a legitimate next tier team if they had Trae Young on that roster.
I don't like undersized.
They're the favorites, Swiper.
It's so interesting.
I mean, they're the favorites for Derek White too, though.
Like,
no, they're not.
Y'all.
I'm high on the Mavericks already. I'm high on the Mavericks already. So,
like Ox, you told me that basketball is mainly a sport for guys who are 6'6", right?
So
typically not Derek White either.
6'6", 6'6",
Derek White's 6'3".
Derek White's 6'3" with very long arms, and he's a great defender, and he's very strong. Derek White can guard up three positions easy. He can guard.
I see Trae Young rip Steph Curry in the clutch before, so maybe he can do that more consistently.
Trae Young,
I'm not as high on Derek.
Trae Young cannot guard his shadow. Trae Young.
I saw him guard Steph and win the game in the clutch. Did he not?
Okay.
He ripped Steph at the end of the game in the clutch. I saw him do it.
Okay.
It's a lot easier for Derek White to look this way when he's playing with Jason, Jalen, Drew.
Well,
and that's no knock to Derek White. I think Derek White is a really good basketball player. I think he's one of those guys that you, to Penn's point, I think he's one of those guys you put in when you already have a competent roster. When you have a competent team, Derek White can elevate that. I'm with that. I agree with you. Fine. Still, Trae Young.
Trae Young on the Clippers, man. Give it to me, please. I would love to see.
I just think Trae's a better player. That's it. I just think Trae's a better player.
And I take back what I said earlier. I'm not even agreeing with that Lakers shit. Trae Young.
All right, so to wrap up the Trae Young talks, I do just want to show you guys how historical Trae is and how he is really one of one in the NBA right now. Most seasons averaging 24 plus points per game and 9 assist points per game. You got the Big O at 9, and then you have Trae next at 6. Then you got guys like Jokic, Bron, Jerry West, Harden, Tiny Archibald, other guys. And then you got
he's clearly the worst player on this list, but I get him out. So, we can give
is he?
Yeah.
No.
Respect Tiny Archibald.
No.
How do you know that was what I was talking about?
Because I can look at your face and tell when you're
is Trae Young a better player than Rod Strickland? Honest question. Chill.
Is Trae Young better than Ross Strickland? Yes, he is.
Clearly.
Not clearly, but he's.
Are you going to ask about J.R. Ryder next?
Nope.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
That's my era. So you can go to any guard. You can name
Strick is nicer with the pill. Strick is great getting downhill, but so is Trae Young.
Wait a minute, Ox. Now tell me. Now don't troll
Strickland's
Ox.
Wait. Don't involve me in this.
Oh wait. Ox, Penn, Damon Stoudemire.
Oh.
Damn was nasty.
Oh.
Penn, Damon Stoudemire.
Damon was tough.
The real Stoudemire.
Damon get busy in this era too.
Trae Young easy.
Damon gets so busy.
Trae ain't got a better handle than Damon. I'll tell you that much right now. Today, ain't got a better handle than Damon.
What today?
Hey, you know what? You know what though, Swiper? Damon Stoudemire got a older brother, like the oldest brother. and he was still balling in his 40s, getting busy, and just like in the summertime programs and shit.
Hey, Ox, what was that old nigga name?
I can't remember. I can't remember his name.
Y'all probably don't remember Salim Stoudemire. Woo! Salim Stoudemire was bad, boy. Hey, Salim used to. I don't think he didn't really get too busy in the league, but in college,
didn't he play for the Hawks?
Salim, I'm not sure.
I believe he did. Yes, I believe he did.
I might be bugging.
I believe he did.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know in college, Salim was different.
Hell yeah.
But all right, y'all. Before we go ahead and get into the crunch time chats in a few minutes, obviously it is the summertime, and it is around that time where Eurobasket is firing up. So I want to go ahead and throw these rankings out there and see what you guys have to say about this. Swiper, I know you're invested in this. Pin, I know you have a country you're invested in. Ox, you may have a player or two you're invested in. Mars, your country's not up here, but they could be up here. So
what do you mean we right there at number 2?
I thought you were French.
2 and 3, versatile.
But fellas, how are we feeling about these rankings? We got Serbia at 1, Germany at 2, France at 3, Turkey at 4, Latvia at 5, Greece at 6, Slovenia at 7, Spain at 8, Lithuania at 9, and Finland.
Why does Finland have a Spanish flag?
Have a what?
Why does Finland have the Spanish flag?
Oh, I don't know. They couldn't find a Finnish flag probably. So
yeah, maybe it's Finland 30.
By the way, I don't know if y'all saw Jokic at 20, 12, and 9 in their behind the scenes game the other day versus Hoopin.
So they couldn't give him an extra assist in a behind the scenes game. That's crazy.
No, we don't lie about that in Denver.
I seen it from what I seen on Euro Hoops official. It was 2019 and 9.
19?
Yeah. But I mean, it would make more sense if he had 12.
Look, all I know is first game off the horse track, Mars. He's already putting up them kind of numbers. You can just imagine what the league
basketball's a simple
20.
What do you have? Did I hear that right from you?
He said 2019 and 9.
So almost 2020 and 10. That's what.
And they blew them out. Like it was.
So he was stopped.
Hold on. They were facing Bosnia. Let's just be clear.
Yeah, they blew them out.
Okay.
Professional basketball.
When someone does something crazy against the Utah Jazz, I mean,
damn.
Y'all can't tell me that this dude don't care about basketball.
I'm not letting y'all do this no more.
This doesn't mean that he cares more, though. Chill.
It does.
Being better than everyone doesn't mean it.
No, but hold on. But I'm not gonna let y'all down.
Much better, Mars.
We keep seeing him do this. Y'all act like it's normal after this.
That's what I'm saying.
Chill.
I'm not saying Jokic doesn't care, but being better than everyone
Olympics, in the playoffs, in the regular season. Y'all can't keep downplaying this, bro. Mark, that's crazy.
Shout out to Jokic. I'm not saying Jokic doesn't care.
Pin, hush.
I
didn't even know it was 19
rebounds. I don't believe in that stuff. All I'm saying is being the best at something doesn't prove you care.
Check your contract.
That's all I'm
There's
saying.
only one Jokic segment per episode.
Anyway,
you don't get to do two.
But chill. Can we at least have that this year? We're not downplaying any of these numbers. That's crazy. I thought it was 12. 19's a lot, Mars.
I'm downplaying.
I'm done. I've
been downplaying PRA for years. I don't know what to tell
I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this.
20 and 20. Like you ain't just showing up doing that.
Bro, he been drinking beer and lifting weights, drinking beer and on the horse track all summer.
Nah, yo. This dude is doing something else, man. Because ain't no way you that fucking good. And I don't care about what I'm doing as much as
and by the way, Mars, they might win. They should win Eurobasket. So they should win.
Them or Germany or France. Is Wemby playing?
Chill.
Well, you should be. He's healthy now.
Jokic could be 300.
I haven't heard anything about Wemby playing.
Still put up 2019 and 10. Like his game doesn't need him to be in the greatest shape. Well, obviously, to play out an NBA season, you have to be in great shape. But
Mars,
to dominate this scrimmage, he could do it off 400 pounds.
Serbia is one really good guard away from winning the Olympics in 3 years.
Wemby's not playing in Eurobasket. Yeah, Wemby's not playing in Eurobasket, which makes sense. He only just got cleared a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Serbia got a crazy team.
Germany or Serbia would be who I would
completely shock you if Victor Wembanyama is the best player in this league within 6 months.
Yes, like
we already had that. We already had that segment maybe a month ago. I raised it.
Shocked.
No, it wouldn't. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. But what I will say, because I was thinking about this after I asked the question, because I said I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. But the implications of that, because I think Jokic is the best player in the world, and I think Jokic is peaking to be pessimistic as one of the 20 best peaks we've ever seen. to be pessimistic. 20.
Oh boy.
It's
If I'm
easy
saying
7.
Jokic, if I'm saying Wemby could be the best player in the world next year, that would mean by age 22, he would be one of the 20 best players I've ever seen. That's a tough bar to clear. So when I thought about it some more, what I was like, the implications of what that meant was very.
It's nuts, but he would basically
scary.
have to morph into the best defender you've ever seen in your life. In order to sustain that type of value, it would have to be that. I'm just saying 6 months is a long time. This dude is growing way faster than anyone thought he would anyways. And all of his seasons have sort of followed this tale of first half, second half. And unfortunately, he's only had 2 seasons, and the second half of last season got cut off.
Now, let me ask you directly with that, Penn. That's actually a follow-up question. I think I had him at 4 or 5 last year, depending on where you want to slot Tatum. So we know how I feel about
when
this.
did you have him at 5? Preseason or after?
During the season, not
during the season.
So
during the season. What would he have to do to be like 3? So that would be, you know what I mean? Like, is there a path? Is there a pathway for him to do?
Yeah,
is there a stretch?
Yeah, get stronger.
It's offensive growth to me.
To me, it's strength. It's strength. It's strength and playmaking. If he can become let's say he can become a 10% better playmaker, and he can become a 10% better at punishing when teams cross match him with guards and wings. If he can punish that, and you can't stop him, that's just how it goes. And then he becomes dominant, and then he starts scoring 38. Every other night. And then it just becomes, and I think the evolution as a shooter can also be another pathway. The problem with him is
he's already one of the better shooters too, though. Bro.
He is, but I'm saying he could take it to another notch. He could become deadly. He could become lethal. Like, he's good right now. He could become 42%.
The free throw percentages give me.
No one's bothering the shot. So all his shots are open. From everywhere he takes a shot, it's open. There's nothing but open shots for him. Open at the basket, open at the free throw line, open from 3. But at the 3, with his ball handling coming around, with his speed and dexterity and flexibility, this guy really could be that good. Last year,
coming off
preseason,
too, by the way.
I understand that, show, but he looks stronger.
A significant injury.
It's not an injury, though. It's a blood clot.
So it's an ailment. I got you.
Yeah. So
I think Wemby's going to be the best player in the league. I'm being honest.
Last year preseason, I said that he was going to be I said he was the 7th best player in the league, and y'all thought I was crazy.
Say that.
So
I said top 10.
So this year, I'm putting him. I'm comfortably putting him top 4, comfortably, because I really do think he's going to take a jump.
So which one of Jokic, Giannis, Luka, and Shea is he going to be better than?
Mars, here's the thing: if you get
that's the implication, so it has to be one.
Okay, so if we doing that,
please be honest.
That's what we're trying to do, Swiper. We're trying to be honest here. So if I get 70 games from Wemby this year, and I get 70 games from Wemby on, let's say I get 27 and a half, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks on 48%. I'm gonna go 51% from the floor. I'm gonna go
on jumpers.
30.
No,
I'm gonna go. High volume jumpers.
I'm gonna go 51% from the floor. I'm gonna go 51% from the floor. I'm gonna go. I'll say 37% at the long ball line
on 10 attempts a game.
I'm gonna go 37%
shooting 10.
No. I think he's shooting about 6. I think he's
no. It's at least 8. At least, y'all. Just
I was thinking 7. I was thinking 6 or 7, right? And he's a good free throw shooter. So I'm thinking close to 80% from the strike. This is what I'm doing. And on top of that, on elite defense and between 55 to 60% true shooting. In San Antonio,
you said where? 55 to 60?
Between 55 to 60%.
That would be that would probably be around 59, 62 range.
He was 59.4 last year. He was
59. Takes a lot of jumpers,
but he's also making him take less threes. So 59.
And then San Antonio, and this San Antonio team, they go from winning 36 games. They won 40. They win 48 games this year, close to 50 games.
Well, but that wouldn't change the stance, though. He could still be that good and they not win that many games. I'm ready to put him above Shea.
But he still could be that good. He can still be that good, and they win that many.
I'm ready to put him up Shea.
I just think the league is just that talent. Like I can't tell you. what everyone's going to look like. I think it's reasonable to say Jokic is still going to be Jokic. I think it's reasonable to say Shea's still going to be Shea. Giannis is still going to be Giannis. Luka, I think it's reasonable to say he's going to be more close to 24 Luka than 25 Luka. Like Wemby ascending to the level in which I think he can. Now, I don't know the box score numbers that's going to be. Quite frankly, I don't care where it's going to be. If he does the thing Penn said, which is he can punish the mismatches on the wings that they put on him, if he gets to that Dirk school of you can't put smaller guys on me because I will just obliterate you, he could average 24. But if he has that, he's a top 5 player on the planet to me. Like, he could average 22. But if he does that, he's a top. It's about the process and what he's doing. The scoring averages don't change for me. Ideally, he's not shooting 9 threes a game. I don't care how good of a shooter he is. I think that's just letting defenses off the hook way too often. 5, 6 threes, 37, 38%. That's probably where I want Wemby to be around. He is a good free throw shooter. 85% is probably where you want him to be around while he's able to get to the line consistently. If he does all of that, yeah, that's a top 5 player. And then if he does get better on defense, if he is more sharp in his pick and roll coverages, if he's still the best rim protector in the sport, there's avenues for him to be the best. There's avenues for him to be in the top 3. Reasonable, just I would be disappointed knowing what I know about Embiid now. I'm not going to say disappointed. I would be quite shocked if Wemby's not one of the 5 best players in the league next season. That's where I'm at.
Well, with that being said, and I know we got to move on. Ron. What makes him the best player in the league?
Physics.
Because I don't think it's going to be long, to be honest with you. And I think that what makes him the best for me. I think that what makes him the best player in the league is the game is now slow. Not only is the game slow, he's now figured out each and every defense. If you play zone, I'm going to get in the middle of the zone and I'm going to live in the mid-range, and I'm going to live in the mid-post, and I'm going to also and I'm going to live at the rim off offensive rebounds. If you play one-on-one, I'm going to get quick hits. I'm going to dive to the box. I'm going to jump hook you to death. I'm going to finish around the rim at an elite level. If you try to crowd me, I'm going to be one of the better passers in the game, and I'm going to make sure that I get my guys involved in the game. These are the things that I'm thinking about, which make him better than everybody else. Because that's what I feel like made Joker better than everybody else. Like the game started slowing down. In addition to the game slowing down, he capitalized on everything that you tried to throw at him.
I do want to say this. If it is going to be the year that Wemby takes a leap from wherever he's at to the best in the league, it would be this year based on a couple things. Based on the whole little monk training that he did earlier in the summer, and based on this. Y'all see who Wemby's in the lab with? Y'all see that demon? Is he wearing a Bill Russell sweatshirt?
As he should.
Get Kevin Garnett away. League, if y'all care about this league at all, get Kevin Garnett away from Wemby, because y'all not gonna have a chance. Because if this guy is what's making him tougher, like let's take the skill set off the table. You already seen what he looked like when he's looking at this kid Chet. Like he looking at Chet like, Chet, why are you even on the floor with me? If you got this guy toughening him up and then we're gonna have to change the rules. It's not gonna be fair. Because he's just
we don't know what KG's telling him.
Wemby's already like that,
him to
though,
have fun and enjoy himself. Who knows?
Wemby's already like that. I told you, I watched that man cost the Nuggets a championship. It's Aaron Gordon got in the grill, and then he went crazy in the third quarter. Like he's already like.
And I got you the Timberwolves in the second round.
Yeah, then the Jamal injury and all that stuff. They would have played the Pelicans in the first round that year, and they would have been,
Yo, speaking of which, Swiper, you got let off the hook today, buddy. I want to let you know this.
I don't know how.
Right
I don't
now,
know why.
But this is all I'm gonna say, because we do got to move on to the
stuff?
super chat.
Yeah.
We do got to move on to the super chats. But I can't.
How did I get? How? What did I do?
I can't. I'm about to show you. But before I do, I just gotta say I can't promise you that tomorrow everybody in the TCL will let you off the hook. We might get a lot of topics asking you to explain this gibberish right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
You sent through a tweet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you alluded to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what's wrong with that?
We
just
don't.
His name is what's wrong with that.
We don't have time to really get into.
Well, no, hold on.
Just save it for tomorrow, Swiper. Just save it for tomorrow.
Man, let's get to
just save it. You'll be here tomorrow, and so will that tweet, unless you go back and delete it. Which, if you do that, maybe we'll forgive you. But
Evan Mobley's better than Chris Bosh.
Well, I didn't know which power forward to put. You can put Pascal there.
Evan Mobley is better than that Chris Bosh, in my opinion. I don't know if that's a hot take, but
okay, but coming from Penn, that didn't mean much to me.
Why?
He's better than he's better. I'm not as high on Chris Bosh. I'm not Penn, but I'm not as high on Chris Bosh. I think everybody is better.
Salute to everybody that sent through super chats. We are now in the crunch time chat segment. Salute to everybody that's liked the video. Salute to all of our Hall of Famers because, well, y'all know what y'all do. But let's go ahead and get into these super chats right now. You guys have spoken and we are going to answer. And I mean, while we're at it, let me go ahead and shout out the Hall of Famers because you guys are just like that. Multi Kenny, Worldwide Mace Television, Rob Deere, Minor, Joe Breezy, Cheese, the chat MVP, or not the chat MVP, but the chat membership MVP. Shout out to Trevi, shout out to Teddy Hart, shout out Kingster, shout out Dorian Clayton, and shout out Vale. All right, y'all. The first super chat is from Masinko. Masinko said, I got in an argument about this. I think the 2008 USA team was better than the 2012 team, and I got told I'm tripping. What do y'all think?
2008 Brian is way better than 2012 Brian.
That's a fact.
2012 James is better than 2008 James.
Well, they didn't have the centers that year, but that was the weakest part of the 2012 team. But they had Russell Westbrook in them. So, like, that's
the Russ and Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
that's Kyrie that year too.
Derrick wasn't on that team.
Kyrie wasn't.
2012. No, Kyrie was on the FIBA team in
14.
Yes.
So remember, it was Russ. 14.
It was D Wade, Kobe, J Kid was not on that roster. That was 08.
Yeah.
It was Russ was on that. Kobe, Wade. Who's the other point guard? Was that Deron Williams?
Yeah, it was Deron Williams.
Which team are you talking about?
It was 12. In 12, it was Deron Williams.
Yeah, and then the bigs were who's the big that year? That was Tyson Chandler, Chris Bosh.
Anthony Davis was on that team.
He was a rookie.
Yeah,
he didn't play though.
He was on that team.
Yeah.
And then they had KD too. They didn't have KD in 2008. That was the big one.
Kevin Love was on that team.
Yeah, good Kevin Love. Melo came off the bench against Algeria and gave him 37.
Yeah, it went crazy. But that 2014 team,
2012 Melo was better than 2008 Carmelo Anthony too, by the way.
I mean, he performed better, but I mean, it was still Melo though.
Was it closer in 2008 in the win than 2012? Do you remember?
Yeah,
because 2008 was Spain.
That was the Spain
team. Yeah, that was the Spain.
Yeah.
That was the Spanish team.
That's Kobe won this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 12 they walked people, didn't they? For the most part,
they run through the Olympics. I think the 12 team's better, but
because Spain had they had Rudy Fernandez, both Gasol brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was on that team?
Rubio was on that team.
Sergio Llull, Sergio Rodriguez,
Jose Calderon.
Mm-hmm.
Who else did they have?
Scola.
He's on Calderon, yo.
Not Scola. There's another big they had. Not good. It was not Rudy was the good one. Well, there was
Are you talking about the 2012 team?
Yeah, Juan Carlos. Was that?
Yes.
I think they did have Juan Carlos.
So that Spanish team, they had Felipe Reyes, Fernando, Jose Calderon,
Jose, right?
Juan Carlos.
When I said Jose 4 times, you didn't hear me?
They had both they had both the Gasol brothers. They had Rudy Fernandez. They had Serge. They had Sergio Llull. They had Sergio Rodriguez, Victor Claver, and Victor Sada.
Claver. Yo, now, and don't forget, chill. Rudy Fernandez was giving Kobe and them work. Like, it wasn't as if they were just like, he was a really good Olympic player.
That 2008 Spanish team, I think that was the best chance. They were awesome. I don't think we give that 2008. We don't get that 2008 Spanish team.
Kobe had to go full Kobe to win that game.
2008.
They was in a dogfight with them dudes.
You want to know why he had to go full Kobe?
Ron and them
they was in a dogfight with them dudes.
Ron and them were babies at that point still, though, bro. I mean, to be fair.
Shout out D-Wade.
No way. Oh, my God. Ron was better than Kobe. What you mean, babies?
Shout out to Jorge Garbajosa.
LeBron wasn't Bron yet. Remember, Bron didn't become Bron until 2011-12. So I'm not letting y'all rewrite
that's not what I've been told.
No, I know. But he didn't. I'm saying up here, Mars. I'm talking about this.
Oh,
by the time you get to 12 Olympic Bron was a T-Rex. Like, he was whatever the biggest dinosaur you could imagine. He was destructing on these dudes. And D-Wade was still going crazy. Bald Wade was still going crazy at that point.
D-Wade was going crazy in the Olympics.
D-Wade bought both Olympics.
Melo was, bro, and KD.
Which one was he on the best player?
Who?
Oh, wait, he led them in scoring.
Yeah,
he was their leading scorer. Yeah.
So once again, when we bring up how good Dwayne Wade was, remember it was a 2008 Olympic team where he led the team in scoring, and it's Carmelo in his prime. Like, Carmelo getting to it. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, and Dwayne Wade.
He led them in scoring coming off the bench. Yeah, he led them in scoring coming off the bench.
But hold on. But why didn't Dwight was hurt in 12? Was that what it was?
I think so. Yeah, remember he had the back surgery.
And then Dwight was hurt. Blake was hurt.
Yeah,
but he didn't play on that team.
I don't know. I just don't think Blake was going to play. He was young.
No, Blake was good at that point though. That was like all NBA.
He wasn't. Well, it was. That goes to the point where when we say he wasn't better than Blake Griffin, he wasn't better than, or not Blake Griffin. When we say he wasn't better than Kevin Love, he just wasn't better than Kevin Love.
Kevin was killing in that series too.
Chris Bosh played in 2008 too, right?
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, Chris Bosh was there in 08. But I remember that 2012 gold medal game. KD had like 30. Shout out to KD, man.
Yeah, he was getting to it.
What was the best game of that run? Do you remember?
2012.
I do not remember.
Can't say I do.
I couldn't tell you the best game. I just know
now I do want to say this.
I think it was the Melo game, but that's the
Algeria game. Yeah, their bench was going crazy. But to be fair, y'all, we're saying all this. That women's team, it's good now. But Ron, those women's teams then, bro, that
was like the dream team.
Yeah, bro, that was incredible, bro.
Speaking of women's basketball, Aaliyah Boston just got traded
to where?
The worst team in the WNBA.
For who?
Shout out Connecticut though.
For who?
Aaliyah Boston gets traded from Indiana.
No, she wasn't. Not Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Edwards.
Aaliyah Edwards. I was about to say what?
Did I say Aaliyah Boston? My bad. I meant Aaliyah.
Okay, I was about wait, what?
Yeah, you traded.
But Aaliyah Boston like that though. She could be the best player on a team.
Not cool, but Aaliyah Edwards.
She's the best player on her team.
I thought Aaliyah was going to get traded. I thought Aaliyah Edwards was going to get traded to Dallas.
I know.
I was hoping she was going to get traded to Dallas.
Not women's ball, Mars. You don't.
Nah, Ron knows I know, boo. That's why he looked at me.
Nah, that was a sneaky little jab. I'll give you that one. All right, so Victory the Great said, I'm gonna wait one. If Ox isn't here, he's in here. Victory the Great said, Ox, this adding weight thing is not an excuse. Look at Chill. You can tell he doesn't joke about his health. Damn, man. Where did Harden go, bro? What happened?
I think you'll be surprised how many athletes get out of shape in the offseason.
Finn Jones said, What you trying to sit on, Ron? Go wait in the car? You were embarrassed.
Yeah, you did say that earlier. I didn't know what you were referencing. I'm about to go sit on something.
Sitting on a bandwagon. What are you talking about? Where are you guys?
I don't judge.
You just left it on a cliff though. Like I just didn't understand the context, so I didn't ask.
Where are you guys' minds going?
Ron, you 2 a.m. man, Mr. 2 a.m. book.
If I say I'm going to sit somewhere, what do you guys? You know what?
Read the super.
Ron, you the one. Open up this door, Ron. I don't want to hear your nonsense.
Swiper said it.
You open up this door, Ron, because you started all the nonsense, Ron. So you think that because you let one scoundrel in, you let one whore in, that now all of a sudden, when a whole bunch of them flood in, you're like, well, where's this logic coming from, Ron? You're the one who advocated.
Ron, you let all the Jezebels in.
Yes, you did, Ron. You're the one started.
And I ain't letting them out. If they want to go, y'all can go. But I ain't opening up the door. Yeah, y'all stay right here.
Yes.
We having a good ass time. 3 a.m. in the champagne room. War V Room said.
Whoa. Go back to that other one that you just skipped over. The one that you just skipped over.
This one?
Nope, go back one more.
Sure, that one's gone. So unless you remember what it said.
It said that what's the gap between Luka and SGA in terms of scoring? What's the gap between those guys?
Who's who?
Huge gap. I mean, last year SGA did score the basketball better. I think Luka is a better scorer than him, though.
Not in the playoffs.
I don't think there's a major gap.
I don't think
a fully healthy Luka, fully healthy SGA. I think they're quite similar. Just do it very different.
Shouts.
Oh, and by the way, guys, I'm running a poll right now. I won't let it run for too much longer. I said, what does Jokic care about the most? Horses and donkeys, beer and Serbian vodka, basketball, or Swiper's glaze? So
if he didn't care about basketball, he'd have quit. I think.
Swiper, do you care about where Jokic sits?
See, this is what I'm talking about, Ron. This is exactly what I mean with you.
War V Room said, Swiper lying. He was trying to say LeBron folded with the 10-11 roster, but Jokic would have won. Stop lying, G.
Yeah, I don't think Jokic would fold like that in the finals. No, LeBron actually folded. That's what happened. He did fold.
I don't think many people would have folded the way he did.
Yeah, that's all that was. That's all. That's literally. It's just. It did happen. He folded like a lawn chair.
We
I can tell you someone who would have folded. Embiid.
And we can recognize that. I mean, I don't think that that's something that we can't recognize. We can recognize when the guy was awful.
Yeah, why can't you do that for players you like? Yes. Yeah, you like y'all love LeBron, but so therefore,
I'm on record saying that. I'm on record saying that when I saw James in the 2011 finals, I was saying, "Who is that?" Because that's
he
not
said
James.
That's the worst. People say that's the worst choke job at the time. Remember, Chill, worst choke job ever for a superstar.
I had never seen anything like that from him. I ain't even talking about from other players, just from him. I had never seen anything like that. I'm watching this dude and I'm going, "Who is that?" Because that's not James. I don't know who that dude is.
It's nasty, bro.
My hot take is he played worse in 2007 than 2011, but
his first two finals weren't great. Let's just
definitely a hot take.
Let's just be.
I think he fell off a cliff, Maul. After game 3, Maul's trash.
Yeah, I think he was egregious.
He's had some stinker finals games since then too, but it's just you just can't talk about it because
But I understand 2011 is a bigger they were the favorite, so it's like, oh my god. But in 07, I just think he played well.
Look at people saying in 06, Dirk shot 25% from 3. Like Dirk was horrible in the 06 finals.
Ron, I was thinking to myself after that fight. Ron, I honestly had a conversation.
Was he not a superstar?
Can he get it done? I don't know if he can do it.
Like when people say
that, 9 years, 8 years.
I was thinking to myself, can he really do it? I don't know if he can do it. I wasn't sure. I wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great moment.
The reason that people said LeBron was the biggest choke job was because he was the best player in the league, right? But in 06,
he had 2
I could argue Dirk was even worse against Miami. And a lot of people thought that he choked.
Well, Dirk had 07 and 06 and 07 back to back. So a lot of people felt like he was like a choker, like a pure choker, like one of the worst. Yeah, agreed.
Sure. Well, but to choke on the biggest. And on the other end, you had a kid who was much younger than you as the best player on the other team in Dwayne Wade. So I don't know. Like I think it's incorrect to say LeBron's choke is the biggest choke in NBA Finals history.
Oh, I think it was personally.
All right, y'all. IDK said, "Are we talking about bag steal? Because I swear every time they bring up Jokic bag, they bring up efficiency."
Yeah, it matters. If you're a high volume and high efficient player, I think that does matter a lot.
It doesn't mean you have a deeper bag.
If I could shoot 52% from 3 and my jump shot is ugly and my handle's ugly, but I get it off every single time because I'm 6'11" or whatever, I'm an efficient player. I'm an efficient player.
Yeah, you're efficient. That doesn't mean you have a deep bag, though. It's just a different conversation.
That doesn't mean you have the prettiest jumper in the NBA.
You're just saying things that aren't relative to the conversation. If you can only, hypothetical, if you can only shoot going to your right, but when you do, you make it 50% of the time. And then there's someone else who can shoot going right, going left, step back, off the catch. I'm speaking hypothetical. One person obviously has a deeper bag. The other guy might be a more effective shooter. You saying the guy has an ugly jump shot and doesn't have a great handle, but shoots 50% because they're 6'11". That's great. Yeah, they are efficient. No one's disputing that. The conversation was about bags. Being 6'11" doesn't mean you have a bag because you can shoot well.
So here's the thing. Okay, so the diversity of offense argument, right? If I can shoot 50% from 3, right?
Yes.
On wide open catch and shoot, but my percentage plummets to 22% if you make me put 1 dribble. If I can't shoot in the mid range, if I can't,
Buddy Hield right now,
right? Basically, Buddy Hield. So I understand the argument that a guy who shoots 35% from 3, but can get it in 15 different ways is better, has a deeper bag. However,
yes.
There are certain players who are just extremely effective at getting to their spots.
Absolutely.
And since basketball is about getting to your spots, I really don't give 2 shits about how you get there. It doesn't matter to me if you
that's just not relative to the conversation we were having.
If you look at Jalen Pickett, in college, or you look at Jalen Brunson in college,
post-up point guard,
exactly. So if you look at those 2 guys, you might not necessarily see them as having a big bag. Fred VanVleet doesn't have the hugest bag, right? But they're effective. They get to their spots. Kevin Durant is not necessarily tween all that shit all the time. He may not even have it. He doesn't. I think a lot of people might watch Kevin Durant one night, watch Jalen Green the other night, might think Jalen Green has a deeper bag than Kevin Durant, but he doesn't get to his spots better. So it's all I care about in basketball is how do you get to your spots, and the left-right thing is part of getting to your spots. Jokic gets to his spots better than
I just think
anybody
he has
in the
a
league.
deeper bag than Embiid, and he's more efficient. That's my argument.
Yeah, Swiper could think that. That's fine. This is the thing.
Who's better getting to their spots, Mars? Jokic or Embiid?
Everyone has different spots. Everyone has different spots. Embiid's comfortable at the spots that you tried to say defenses are comfortable with him shooting.
Relative
so you just view it as a different thing. But this is it. Sure, you value effectiveness over having a deep bag or an array of tricks. That's fine. No one's saying that's a problem. But if the conversation is explicitly just who has a deeper bag, it doesn't matter that you prefer who's more effective. That's just not relevant to the conversation. That's just a different conversation completely. Like, that's it. Like, you can value that. I value effectiveness over a bag as well in terms of just who's a better player. Yeah, in terms of who's a better player, I value that more. But if the conversation is just who has a deeper bag, effectiveness be damned. Like, that's not relevant to the conversation. It's just bag is at that point you're just saying it to say it.
I don't care how Shaq gets.
That's not about if you get to a spot and your only way you get to a spot is by doing one thing all the time. You don't have a deeper bag than someone who gets to a spot doing 25 different things. You just don't.
What if
you might be more effective at getting to your spot?
25 things though, bro.
If that's
fair, but we're talking about bags. So doing the 25 things matters. In a conversation about bags, doing the 25 things matters. In the terms of effectiveness, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Kyrie has all of these counters. It doesn't matter in terms of who's more effective between Kyrie and, let's say, Steph. It doesn't matter that Kyrie has all of these counters and all Steph has to do is throw a hezzy at you and he's at the rim. Meanwhile, Kyrie has to go tween, hezzy, spin, counter. Like, sure. But when we're talking about bags, that matters that Kyrie can do all of those things. That matters because that's the conversation. If the conversation is bags, all of that stuff matters. If the conversation is who's more effective, it doesn't matter as much. You're conflating the two conversations for no reason. It's not relevant to this conversation. That's it.
But very often in basketball discourse, people use, whether they realize it or not, they will often use bag to signify some sort of talent or effectiveness argument. They'll say this guy's better than this guy, and they'll basically be saying he looks better dribbling the basketball than this guy.
Paul George.
Is, do you get to your spot is the only thing I care about. Do you get to your spot? Do you have a dominant zone? And how you get there is irrelevant to me. Do you get there? Do you get there consistently? And when you're there, can you do things to the defense that makes them suffer? That's it. Do you punish the defense to get their spot?
You are absolutely correct. People do that. Yeah, people do that. The issue is those people are wrong for doing that. They are wrong. None of us, when we were talking about bags, none of us were doing that. That's what we're saying. None of us were doing. We were just talking strictly about bags. In the general populace, when you say player A is more skilled or has a deeper bag than someone, they'll interpret that as you're saying this guy's better than that guy. When that's not what's being said.
Look, we could all talk about
that's
value.
A different
the values are irrelevant, Pin.
That's a different conversation. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, that's a good conversation to have. But that's not the conversation we were having. That's it. It was just who has a deeper bag. If you want to say, well, what does that mean if you have a deeper bag? Does having a deeper bag mean you are a better scorer inherently? That's a whole different conversation that maybe we could do during the offseason because we are in the offseason. But today, it was just who has a deeper bag, particularly in the post, I think, between Joel Embiid and Jokic. Yeah, that was it.
And all we were trying to say is that Joel Embiid's hefty bags clear Jokic's Ziploc bags. That's all we saying.
Yeah, we fundamentally disagree. And I would love to do a Thursday throwback on actually going through the post work because I think I would absolutely.
Let's watch that 47-point game.
Yeah, how about you want to do that?
Right. You know what we can do, and you know what we'll do. But no. He made 13 jumpers that game. So I just want to be clear. That's what happened.
Counted?
No, I went. You got to remember, I did this. I do this for a living, so I covered the game. I explained.
That game was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but I remember this. I remember this vividly. Like it was
13 slugs in them.
But then I also remember this, that the most efficient post scorer since 2000 is Jokic. And again, we can do all this, and I can go to the post work. Because guess what? Just like when I be doing Ron, when I put him on, boom, 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 shake, he loses another debate. I got him versus AD. I got him versus Rudy. I got him versus Embiid. I got Embiid in the Olympics. I got all the film.
But Swiper, your bag ain't like mine. As a matter of fact, your bag is strictly like Jokic.
Ron, you know why you love Trae Young so much?
Rookie Embiid's bag.
Ron, you know why you love Trae Young so much? Because both of y'all shoot sub 40 on arguments. The difference between me and you, I don't miss. You see whose shirt I got on today? Olympic. This is 2008 Kobe.
Jokic bag.
Didn't he miss the second most shots ever?
One thing, Jokic bag. And then you start doing the things.
No,
that,
guess what? Let me tell you how much motion I got. I don't even bring Jokic up.
He has the best backwards.
I don't even bring
this the third Jokic segment.
You glaze. Pins a glazer too. Ron,
I'm not a glazer. I'm holding you accountable.
And you,
I haven't brought it up. I'm your conscience.
Anyway, all right, chill. See you later.
With this glaze. Look.
Every time Ron see me, pour some honey on my goat.
Were you the person last time I was
next
on?
Super Chat. We got 11 Super Chats left.
Everything I do brings it back to the Raptors.
So we got Hunter underscore
projection.
$5 Super Chat.
Projection.
Oh, go ahead, Ron. Yeah, go ahead.
Jeez.
Hunter said, it's funny that you wanted to get off that glaze topic, but Hunter said, second off of that, is Jokic floater or is passing better?
I don't know what that's about.
What's better?
I think his floater ranks higher all time than his passing does.
Really? You think so?
It's the best ever.
I think Jokic has the best floater ever. I've said that.
Yeah.
I said that 2 years ago. Like, I've been said that. So yes, I think Jokic is a top 5-6 passer ever. I think he's a number 1 floater shooter ever. So Jordan's going to be like, oh my god, floater shooter. But yeah, I think he has the best floater ever.
All right. Free band K3I. Free band K3I said, Bron fans ain't gonna say it, but Bron's first 4 finals was not all that impressive either. Shot horrible and mediocre play, but go Bron.
Well, I think 07 was egregious. I think 2011 was egregious. I think 2012 he wasn't bad. I don't think he was amazing, but he was still the best player in the series.
2013, 14.
2013, the first 3 games, was looking like we had another one of them bronze series, and then he turned it up, and you got credit.
Where he started getting dehydrated.
Yeah, he did. He got the cramps.
He dealt with cramps.
That's the one where he took the headband off, right?
He dealt with cramps in both of those series.
Yeah, that's the one where the headband came off. And, yeah, because he was San Antonio. They were trying to blame them on not turning the AC on.
They weren't great. I think we're having a real conversation now.
He did turn it around though. They weren't great.
But yeah, the first 3 games of 13 wasn't great, but then he picked up the last 4 games, and Game 7 was a masterclass.
And then 14, 15, he was throwing up a shooting.
14, I think, is heavily carried by the box score. I don't think Bron was as good as the box score.
39% from the field. Yeah, turnovers, 4.5 game, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's 15, but 14 against the Spurs, I think, is just he was 27-7 and whatever, 57% shooting. So the box score looks amazing. I don't think it was as impactful as the box score says, but I'm not going to say he had a bad series. I don't agree with that.
Right.
And then 15 was once again a series that the box score I think maybe makes it look like he played better than he did, but he still played really well. So like I don't agree with the statement, but I do think it's not to the level that people I guess say. I don't know. And then 16, 17, 18 he was amazing in 20.
I'll just know my GOAT in his first 4 finals was getting to it. You can just leave it at that. Yeah, man. Shout out 71. What up 72?
What about 74? What about 74?
Well, 74, Kareem was getting busy.
That was one of those Trae Young
losing to Dave Cowens and them, and that's what we praise.
Dave was like that.
Yeah, we losing finals to Dave Cowens.
Dave was like that, The thing about it is, if we were in that time, we would be giving Dave the same amount of love that we give Dirk for
losing to Dave Cowens. Game 7, letting Dave Cowens give you 28 and 15.
Dave was like that. I don't know what else to tell you. Dave was like that. Hey. All I'm gonna say is my coach didn't go the first 3 games without doing nothing. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. At least he showed up in the arena and did what he was supposed to do.
Okay.
Grandpa Town said 1 game defines every game. A game where he actually had a back injury.
Oh.
And chill. Answer when was that stinker from Giannis in the playoffs? 2019.
2019 when he lost 4 straight games and he played not great down the stretch in some of those games.
Well, he wasn't good in 2020 against Miami.
He wasn't.
Generational defense
was horrible.
Respect,
he also wasn't that good in 21 against the Heat. He was decent. He wasn't that good in 21 against the Heat.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's just not do this.
You're lucky that Jokic never had to go up against Marcus Gasol and the Raptors.
I'm lucky that he had 21. That's by far his worst series, and people bring it up today, even though he had a hurt roster on him. That's just the way it goes.
They made every bad, you play bad. Marcus.
These guys ain't perfect, man. Guys are gonna have bad series.
Look useless, and Giannis was no exception. Giannis, Embiid, everyone was shook against,
every big has bad series, including Shaq, including Kareem, including Will.
Every big that faces Marc Gasol has a bad series. Marc Gasol is like that. He's great.
There's more Raptors.
Marc Gasol is like that. I do like Marc Gasol.
Yeah, I agree. Except for Jokic. Jokic cooked.
Are we about to get an overtime fourth?
No, Jokic actually cooked. Matter of fact, the Raptors lost twice to Denver that year. I might add in 2018-19. Yeah, twice. They did. Hey, Penn, you don't remember that? Am I lying, Penn? Jokic came to Toronto and gave you that little half court sheet.
I never asked.
I know that
it was never relevant.
Shut down Nikola Jokic for an entire.
What did you say, Mars?
Remember that?
I'm waiting for him to finish. I never asked you this because it was never relevant. If you guys beat Portland that year, which you probably should,
they get stomped.
Do you think you could have beat the Warriors? Do you think
no? They might have won one game like they did in the regular
with no KD. With no KD, you still think you had no chance?
Oh, KD wasn't.
KD didn't play.
Right. Yeah, they weren't ready. They weren't ready for that.
Okay. I was just curious because I never asked that. I never even
remember where Jamal was at that point. Like even more inconsistent Jamal. No,
Gary Harris was there and good though back then, right?
Yeah, but he wasn't like 17-18 Gary.
Well, no,
he gonna look upstairs.
They weren't ready. I'm saying they just weren't ready. None of them were ready for that. Jokic wouldn't have been ready for that. Like
all NBA first team not ready. Interesting.
For
was he first
make
team
a final? I don't think so personally. Huh? He was first.
Was he first team in 19? Yeah.
No, he was. No, don't get me wrong. He averaged 25, 13, and 8 that run. And Murray was really good in that series. But I'm saying like I don't think they were ready for the moment.
It's all good swiping. That happened to Braun before, so like
it happened to Braun 4 times actually. And I'm glad we can talk about it.
It happened to Jordan as well. These are guys that he's better than.
Never happened to Mike.
When did it happen to Bill Russell? Better than
these guys.
Never happened to Mike.
When did it happen to Bill Russell?
I mean, these guys didn't have the luxury of getting carried by the other role players, the others.
When did it happen to Jordan?
Never.
Because it didn't.
The bad boys.
Jordan played great versus the bad boys, mind you.
Yeah, but he
still
had to go.
What about when Jordan just like? What about when Jordan like choked against the Magic in '95?
Doesn't count.
He just came off of a career.
Doesn't count.
Retirement, all that other stuff. I'll just play.
Jordan's PR is crazy. Jordan manipulated his career so perfectly because he left at such perfect times that any questions that could be asked can't be asked because
how do you know what questions were being asked at the time? Were you there? You weren't there.
No, I'm saying any questions that could have been asked.
Yeah, like would they have beaten the Rockets?
Many questions were asked. Unfortunately, survivorship bias says that the victors end up getting.
That man just retired at the perfect time every time.
Mars, it's something about life. If you win, you get to write the stories.
But I said that history is written by.
I don't think that's a luck, Mars, and what happened to him in '93-4 for him to retire. Like you know what I mean? I feel like that was a lot going on. But to be fair,
storyline is perfect for reasons that other people.
So you think he could have been 6-2 in the finals then?
I think they would have lost in '95 to the Magic the same way they did. I don't think they would have been in the finals.
Well, no, finals. Remember finals.
Hell no.
No, well, sure, but in '94, they might have.
So you're saying that Michael Jordan, because that Orlando Magic team ended up losing in the finals, ultimately, you're saying that Michael Jordan would have been on the third best team that year at best.
Well, I don't think losing to one team means that you would lose to the other team in a series.
He was rusty as hell.
That's great. I just don't think the Bulls were.
Well, to be fair, he dropped the double nickel in New York that same.
I just don't think the Bulls were better than the Magic that year. I think they were just a flawed roster, which is what they addressed. And
Nick Anderson was a lot that year. Penny was a lot that year.
Shaq was a lot that year. Back in '97 if Shaq didn't sell Penny. But we don't really have time for that, though, y'all.
Well, they got swept in '96 by the Bulls, so they had their chance.
They beat them the year before.
And that Bulls team locked them up. Like, go watch that '96 series, and that defense was crazy.
But I will say that is one of two of the biggest question marks that I have as a basketball fan. What would have happened if Jordan would have faced Hakeem in the finals both years, and what would have happened if Bron would have if Kobe would have faced Bron if Bron didn't sell the league on fulfilling his legacy?
Oh, in 09?
Yeah, in 09.
I think the Lakers would have washed them.
I think the Lakers would have won very comfortably.
It still would have.
I think Bron would have been the best player in the series.
It would have.
Oh, bro, but the Kobe narrative after that series, though, like to this day,
not if Bron would have outplayed him.
No, Kobe would have won, and that would have been enough.
Yeah, but do you know what Bron fans would be saying? They would have been.
But that's what they say now. Like nothing would have changed, but Kobe fans would have had more ammunition. Is the point?
I don't know.
We went 4-1 versus Bron.
Because here's the thing: Kobe fans could have easily, or Bron fans could easily just said you had 3 All-Stars on that team.
That's what Bron fans are saying right now for why they didn't make the finals. Like we understand what Bron fans are going to say. The fact of the matter is, Kobe fans would have the ammunition that Kobe beat Bron in the finals, regardless of anything Bron fans would have said. Who won? Like that's what would happen. Like that's what.
Honestly, the only finals that you could ever say Michael Jordan wasn't Michael Jordan was Seattle.
Yeah, and then Sean Kemp was though.
Of course, it ain't the same when you come up here.
That's the best team he played, by the way. So let's get to
that is the best team he played in the finals. I think. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Black Moon Swordsman said, Mars, how do you support Joker without getting blamed for other people thinking he's the GOAT?
I don't know. I don't know how you do that.
Mars, you do it. Yeah. You do it.
Apparently it's my fault that Akil thinks he peaked higher than everyone ever. And
Mars, you live in this lane
like
too.
You don't glaze.
Me and you are in the same place where we think of Jokic. We literally are. We literally are.
You said he's like top 10 player ever. I'm not in that.
I've seen. Yeah, that I've seen. You agree with that? I know you do.
I've seen a lot less than you. I've seen a lot less.
All right, exactly. So we're in the same place. And
he's
then
like
you think he's the best in the world? He's the best in the world comfortably. You said that.
Yes, I think he's the best in the world. Yes, comfortably.
But somehow, because you don't have this poster behind you,
because you say things way beyond that.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. You was just arguing on Twitter about Jokic's peak compared to Bron.
I don't agree with that.
And then he had plausible deniability. I'm just presenting the facts about statement.
I don't agree with that.
Does
I don't agree with
have a Hall of Fame?
But you was making the claim. He's making the
argument. My job.
Jokic segments.
So what you don't want me to interact with the PC content because I think Bron and Jordan are the best ever. I do.
You chose to interact with that content in particular. You know what you're doing.
I will say, we're talking about glazing bags. You too. You know what to. You too. Y'all got deep bags.
You talking about me?
What do you mean about
Ron? What are you?
I should have started with you.
Ron, every time you got to gas. You have to gasp for air when you talk about Giannis. You literally said that you don't think there's any season. You literally wait. Ben, he literally said 2 weeks ago. There's not one season that Jokic had outplayed Giannis over the last 5 years. He said that 2 weeks ago.
Here's the problem.
2 weeks ago.
I don't care if you like a player.
Look at Ron. Look at Ron. Look at his face.
Yo, talk about
how he looks.
You want.
Hey,
My issue with this is when you start viewing every compliment to every other player as an assault on your favorite player, that's when it gets weird. I said earlier that I thought Evan Mobley was better than Chris Bosh, right? That's technically I'm talking about a 2021 draft class guy, Scotty and Evan Mobley. That's been a discussion, but I'll give Evan Mobley his due. I talk about Franz Wagner potentially being the best player on the Atlanta Hawks. That's another 2021 guy. These are all Scotty's contemporaries. I don't need to tear down the entire 21 class and every young player in the league in order to prop up Scotty.
The thing about you, Pim,
that's what bothers me.
Everything that you say,
I don't know what that has
any
relevance to what I'm talking about.
Toronto and Scotty Barnes. Yes,
no, it doesn't. How many times have
Swiper too, but Swiper won't necessarily. He won't lead the same tracks.
Ron, you hide in the shadows like a creep. You creep in the shadows with your praise.
Creep is crazy.
Yeah. I'm telling. That's what he does. Ron, I have never heard you say.
Get out of here.
I don't care. You never heard you say that Giannis had of the last 5 years was the best player in every year. I had never heard you say that.
You never asked
because you hide in the shadows because you know you can't say that publicly.
Not asked. I said it publicly when y'all asked me
2 weeks ago.
When you asked me 2 weeks ago, if you'd have asked me 2 months ago,
Ron, so let me ask you this back question. Do you think Giannis was better than Jokic was this past regular season?
Give me Giannis.
Can we read the Superchats, man?
John Cena said Jokic misses a bunch of clutch free throws. By the way, he missed 2 against OKC in Game 4 in the clutch.
Absolutely. He did in 2018-19
Superchats about Jokic.
The reason why that CJ McCollum shot put him up 3 and not 1 is because Jokic missed both free throws. One free throw. Yeah, trust me. I'm here.
War V Room said, stop being disingenuous, nigga. My point was that you just didn't mean to say 11 and 12 team. You meant to say 10-11 team.
I was talking about 2 different years based on who asked me the question. So there were 2 different things that happened. Multiple things happened at once. Yes, multiple things happened at once. Absolutely.
Is this the definition of motion? I think this is what Swiper's always talking about. That he got motion. All the super chats are directed to you.
Panelist of the year for a reason.
Panelist of the year.
I probably made the most money off Arch as well. We haven't seen Arch in a while, but notice Embiid's knee
Bam's
is feeling
ramping
great.
up. Yeah, Bam's ramping up.
Oh, Bam. I got
He's
you.
ramping
I
up
got you.
into
I got you. I got you.
El FIFA, El Mo, and El fake thick chick that FIFA claims he was with in Vegas. He DM'd me and said El Ron, El something, and I said, FIFA, what's going on? And he said, Ron, leave me alone. I'm chilling with something thick right now. And I'm just like, all right. Shout out to the thick chick.
Okay. Congratulations.
Shout out FIFA. Or shout out FIFA's thick chick, but El FIFA and Elmo still. Hunter said, Mars, knowing how you feel about the second three-peat Jordan, would he be top 2 player in the world right now?
No.
He'd be 1.
No.
Shout out Bulletproof. Bulletproof became a YouTube member. Salute to him and everybody else that became a member today. Napping Trey said, Swiper a pro at hitting the quote-unquote, I can make an argument for such and such, but saying he doesn't agree. I've added that technique to my argument bag.
I can make an argument why capitalism is good for the world.
Sure.
Good to know.
Nice.
Mo with the final super chat of the day. Mo said, Moore's start bench cut. Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, or Katy Perry?
Bench them all.
Start Taylor, of course. Swifties unite.
Mars.
And then cut the other two.
That's crazy. Shout out Katy Perry, the GOAT. But all right, y'all. We got to get up out of here. It's been a hell of an episode. We will be back tomorrow at the same time, same place. Also, too, Throwback Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Pull up to see what game we're going to watch. I can't tell you which game. The only thing I can tell you is that it's going to be a good 48 minutes of NBA hoops. So y'all pull up and check it out. And then also tomorrow we have the TCL. Make sure to check out the posts that are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube so you can drop your comments. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. We out of here.
Merry Christmas.